Hello, everyone. Um, I'm not going to be able to, well, I'm just now getting everything set up. So give me a moment and we'll have everything going. I'm just now getting everything set up. So give me a moment. I got to turn that down. Uh, all right, Naomi. Nomi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome, Jerry. Good to see you. I'll be putting up the link here in just a second. Uh, and Just give me a second here. Uh, there we go. Kept wanting to send me to a different page. So I'm glad you're all here. Anyone that wants to come up can come on up. Uh, uh, it's a long work day today. It was very quiet, not much going on, rainy. So it was kind of a miserable day. I had to stay inside. Jerry, how you doing, man?
Hey, good evening.
Good to have you here. Uh, See the
Yeah, I was.
horses over there feeding. I saw the cat going across the top of the fence just a moment ago.
Yeah, the horse been grazing there.
Okay, that's a good place for it.
It's
I'm with Dan. I like the view of the animals.
yeah, the neighbor needs to move that horse so that way he can graze on more grass.
Yeah. But, so how's everything going?
We had a really strong storm last night around midnight, and the
Well, I
lost it.
don't. Like I said, we got rain. When I got up, it was raining. I don't know what time it started,
You
and
know,
it
we
rained most of the day at work. It stopped, cleared up, and then it started real light mist, and that's what we had when I came home. It's supposed to be kind of rainy until the middle of this week, so that means my days off are probably going to be miserable. But that's all right. I'll go to the gym and do some walking.
yeah,
I,
no,
I do need to walk.
yeah, walk some a little bit tomorrow. We got a lot of. We had no electricity for about 15 hours today.
You lost electricity? That stinks.
Yeah, it's when I left the work, there was still some coworkers that still had no electricity and had to submit a sick day in order to get paid.
Yeah,
Because the company's not responsible for us not having power.
well, that stinks.
Yeah, since I'm working from home, so not their responsibility.
Well, okay, if you're working at home, that makes sense. And we got Mr. Dan, the man, joining us. Hello, Dan. How you
Hey
doing,
Dan,
sir? Can, Can you hear us? We're talking to each other, but I don't hear you. Hey, Zindy, how you doing? Do you have your mic on there, Dan?
How's that?
There
Yeah,
we go.
got you now.
Yeah.
Very good.
Are you getting any feed? You getting any
No,
feedback?
no feedback. No,
No.
no feedback at all. So it sounds real good.
Okay.
And so, how you doing, sir?
Good morning here from Cebu, Philippines, where we had a rainstorm ourselves last night.
Seems like everybody got some rain.
Yeah, we got torrential
now, now,
rain.
now, was you like Jerry?
It was pretty wild here last night, but we didn't lose power.
Okay, but I didn't lose
Flooded the
power
streets
either.
within seconds.
Well, Zindy says she's having a cup of coffee right now. We got somebody else coming up. Retro, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
Now, Zindy, you're having a cup of coffee, but it's a little after 8 o'clock at night here, so I'm just having a Coke Zero.
I'm about to make me some Kool-Aid.
If you're talking there, Retro, your mic's down too low. I can't hear you.
Hold on.
So you'll need to turn your mic up. But
How about now?
I can hear you, not as well as I'd like.
Good
but I can
morning,
at least hear you.
Zindy.
Okay. How about now?
There you
A
go.
little better.
Yeah, better.
Yeah, that's better. I know some people have a tendency to talk lower than others. I happen to be a loud talker, so I could probably
Yeah.
turn my mic down. People would still hear me.
Not gonna lie, I have to keep my voice down because I have an old man sleeping in the other room.
Well, I knew a guy that back when I was your age and younger. This guy who was the bishop or the preacher at the church my family I was raised in was real quiet talker, but he had excellent hearing. That's why he talks so quiet. And I mean, I could be 10, 15 feet away from him and be whispering and he would hear me. Now, for me, a whisper would be normal voice, I guess, for most people. But
Yeah.
he could understand everything you said when you were, and he talked so low, it's hard to hear him for me. Unless he was preaching, then he went louder. Uh, but like I said, that's back. Oh, we're talking what, over 50 years ago? 40 to 50 years. I'm trying to remember when he quit preaching and somebody else took over.
Yeah.
His father was the bishop when I was really young. He took over from his father, and somebody else took over from him. This was the church that my family actually helped build. I mean, they actually helped lay the blocks and all that stuff. My mom's brothers and her father, they did that. So, like I said, I was raised in that church, and
Hey, Lazy Lay, you want to see my latest retro pickup?
but so anyway, we're just gonna. A nice old TV. It looks like.
Yeah, my VCR hooks up to it, so
Yeah.
I was watching TV on it earlier. Not actual TV, just my VHS.
That looked like what? About a 10-inch screen or a 15-inch?
It is a
That's a
5
9
inch.
inch.
It's a what? Five?
It's a
5 inch?
5 inch.
That's totally retro.
Oh, that's retro. You remember who you're talking to is Retro Scorpion. So he has a lot of retro stuff.
Yeah, that cost me $5 for that TV.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and the thing is, it said untested, but a cord. We found a random cord that I was going to use for my computer, but I wanted to test it on the TV because it looked like it would fit. So I tried it, and the cord was 50 cents. So
Yeah.
we tried it, and it wasn't. So
my oldest sister's husband he can repair that kind of stuff. He used to design color TVs for a living. And so with electrical stuff, he's really good.
I also picked up a couple of retro McDonald's cups. One from 1980s. It was a 1980s Grimace, Hamburglar, and Birdie and Ronald McDonald all on the cup, along with Officer Big Mac on the cup from 1983. And then I picked up 3 collectible 1982 soft drink cups, such as this one from Batman Returns.
Oh yeah.
I have the Catwoman one, and I also have a Larry Bird one.
I had a couple collectibles, but they got opened. They were from Star Trek, the new timeline, the one with Chris Pine in that.
Yeah.
And, a girlfriend of mine, ex-girlfriend of mine, opened up the packages. I didn't want to open them up. But
Yeah.
one day and she opened them up and
Hey,
put them in the.
guys, I don't see the chickens feeding. Jerry, what's going on with the chickens?
They were here, but it's too early for feed. There's only one right there.
He's got the horse in the background.
The horse is there in the background.
Do you guys want to see?
He's grazing. And earlier, one of the cats walked across the top of the fence when he first came on. So I told him you like the animals. So there's that chicken.
Oh yeah, I saw the
Came out.
cat. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
If you guys want,
Yeah.
I can bring over some of the retro stuff I picked up, other than the 2 things I showed you. I think you guys would be very much intrigued.
Do you have any Brady Bunch stuff?
I wish.
Yeah.
I'd go ham on that if it were cheap. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right.
It's got to motivate myself. I've been having a killer back pain, so.
Hey, I've got something to share that's a little bit retro, and that's that I found out by watching some old episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies that season 1 isn't copyright protected. It's in the public domain. And so it's on YouTube. If you wanted to watch season 1, including the original pilot episode of the Beverly Hillbillies, you just go back and you'll see Irene Ryan and all them folks in their glory days.
Oh yeah, I remember those. I remember those shows when they first came out. I'm that old, you know.
I love the theme song. I was going to use the theme
Beverly
song in one of my
Hillbillies
videos.
Was a spinoff of what show?
Hee Haw? Is that what it was? No.
Nope.
What?
Hee Haw was a variety show.
show. Yeah.
There was a TV show
Uh-huh.
that was before Beverly Hillbillies, and it was a spinoff in a way of, because they connected the shows. They were from the same area of another show that was on CBS. I'll give you a hint. The main characters was 4 women and Uncle Joe.
Oh, Petticoat Junction.
Yes, Petticoat Junction.
Yeah. Well, that was a great show.
Oh, I loved it. And what was another?
Oh, dang. I used to have one of them. I remember having one of them way back in the day.
Now, do you remember another spinoff from Petticoat Junction?
Does that run? Do you wind that thing up?
Oh no, it's ROM batteries.
How about Green Acres? Was Green Acres a spinoff?
Yes, Green Acres was another spinoff.
With Eddie Albert?
Yep,
Yeah.
that was another spinoff.
Those were great shows. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
He's got some. Now, what show was a big hit? Was a spinoff from Mayberry, or excuse me, not Mayberry, Andy Griffith.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember what show that was?
Let's see. You had the Andy Griffith Show. You had Gomer Pyle.
There you
had,
go.
Yeah.
Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors. Yeah.
Jim Neighbors. Jim Neighbors was from Indiana, but that boy could sing now.
Yeah, sure could.
Said whatever you want about the guy, he could sing.
Jim Neighbors, he lived the dream, He lived the dream, that's for sure.
Yeah. He did quite well for himself. Now later on, they
Macadamia
had
Nut Farm in Hawaii.
team and all that, but
Yeah.
that was just kind of a retro. I wouldn't really call that a spinoff. Now, what
Oh,
NCIS is a spinoff of what show that was on CBS?
hmm.
At least they were introduced on this show.
Yeah, Lizard, this is the 1980 McDonald's cup. It's a little bit battered.
Oh, that's a Hamburglar.
A Hamburglar.
Hamburger.
Hey, you got any Speedy Gonzalez memorabilia? They don't let that get out much anymore, you know.
No, I only saw the American Tail when I was
All
there.
the racist undertones to the whole show, you know.
But the NCIS was introduced on JAG. Their very
On
first
what? Oh,
episode
Jag? Jag
was
came before
introduced to
NCIS?
JAG.
Man, what a
JAG is
successful
Judge
franchise that was.
Advocate General, which is the law enforcement, the people that try the cases, and NCIS was introduced through JAG. They were introduced to be a show, but they were in the
Hey. Larry, I have something to share. Oh, look at that. Is that the Batwoman?
That looks like
This is
Catwoman.
Oh, the Catwoman. I always get the Catwoman and the Batwoman all mixed
Oh
up.
yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
tell apart. Hey, Bird, yes, USA,
Larry Bird.
my
I've
favorite
heard it.
basketball player.
You know, you should get that one signed. You get that one signed. You got some. You got. Yeah.
Isn't Larry Bird dead now or what?
No.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
No, he's
Don't
only
kill him off
60
before his time, dude.
He's only about
My
61,
bad.
62.
Hey,
No, he's still alive.
the Kings won Game 6 against the Warriors. I thought it was over. There they had the Warriors had
Hey,
home
Irene, how
court
you
advantage, and the Kings blew them out. Man, what a game! I'm telling you, I didn't see it, by the way. I read the recap, the recap version. What was I gonna say? Larry, did you see in the Philippines? I don't know if you know this or not, but May 1st is celebrated in most countries as a holiday. They call it different things, right? Here they call it
Yeah.
Labor Day. So Labor Day, they don't. I don't think they go. They do any rituals like dance around the maypole or anything like that. But Monday is a holiday here in the Philippines. It's Labor Day.
Yeah. Well, their labor
Laura
day
Reese is
early
here.
on.
Laura Reese.
Hey, Reese, how you doing?
Larry, did you happen to catch my apartment video? And did you see the?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the irony? Did you see how? Did you see how it was nice? I didn't.
So
I
I'm
didn't.
gonna take it you didn't see my response to it.
Not yet. No, I haven't gone over the responses.
What I said was that if it's not capable of having a refrigerator,
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I know that was very disappointing because the cabinet was there for it, but
Yeah.
when I
But they said
asked him
no.
about, he said no, it's not allowed. I don't think he understood the question.
You
Honestly,
might not have.
I don't think he.
myself.
Yeah, he didn't seem to understand English very well, but that's okay. I wouldn't have gotten any of those apartments anyway because, well, you saw they had a brand new sign that was hanging on the wall. You saw the sign, 8,000 pesos per month.
Well, what happened? It went up
160
because of you.
Yeah, I go there, and she's saying, "Oh, that was last year's price." Oh, really? In 1 year, it goes up 5,000 pesos per month. Really?
The only room that I would have wanted if I was going to get one of those rooms was the one with the king size bed.
Oh yeah, that was a good room. That's the one we would have taken. That was huge. That bed.
But the thing is, like I said, if I can't have a refrigerator, I mean, I have.
I think he
like you
didn't understand the question. That I looked in the cabinet. Everything was there. All you had to do is just put a small fridge in there.
I'm just
Why
wondering
would
if
he
he
say
meant
not allowed, not allowed? Really? Why not?
that
And
maybe he was thinking you wanted them to buy one and they weren't going to buy one.
but
If you want to put it in there yourself, maybe they would allow it.
what you got, Retro? What you got?
Yeah, Retro, what you got there, buddy?
Trying to see if this controller will pair. Nope,
And,
it's not. Oh, I guess it's just a collectible.
I do the controlling around here, Retro.
Yeah, okay, who's got the controller? Buddy?
Hey, Larry, but compare the two apartments, the one we got right now, man, Minnie and I, and then compared to that. If they were 8,000 over there, I would have considered the one with the large bed.
Yeah.
But
Well-
because there's, I mean, in my opinion, that's about what they're worth is 8,000 a month. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. But for 13K, we have this fine, roomy, 100 square foot place, only 3 years old. It's plenty of room.
I'm going to tell you the
Plenty of
truth. I would prefer the place you're at.
Yeah, it's
because
nice.
You can hire the.
We haven't had any
Sure.
problems whatsoever here. They have 24-hour security, 2 elevators at work.
Well, like I said,
Um,
I would take advantage of the maid service, where that you can pay her to come in once or twice a week and clean the place.
Yeah, the maid service. I was down there talking to him about another issue, and I'm having the maid come in on Tuesday when they get back to work. But they charge for the service.
Yeah, that's fine.
they're charging $600, which is about $11. No, it's probably $10. $10 to come in.
It's between $10 and $11.
Yeah, they
That's
change the towels and all that stuff. The bedding.
12, if it goes back to what it was,
Yeah.
and
Looks like the roller coaster ride on the Peso is about over. Looks to me like it's settling in back where it usually is. Crystals is here.
has Crystal just come in? I didn't see her. Hey, Crystal, how you doing?
What's up, Crystal's Adventure?
What's up, Chris?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I was kind of teasing. I just thought I would do that. One of them videos where I, talk over the words on the screen. I was having so much fun with that. Today
Oh, I
is
can't
a
figure
nice
the word.
day in Cebu. The cow jumped over the moon.
I'm going to say, yeah, you sounded a little mechanical.
I was having fun doing it. It was hard not to laugh while I was doing it.
Yeah.
Oh well, I enjoyed making that video. I was really making fun of all the people that do those kind of videos. That's what I was doing. Because I hate it. Honestly, I hate it.
Well, but like I said, when you're showing the apartments, I like those kind of videos. For those of us that don't live over there, it's nice to see what you can get and what price ranges.
Yeah, and the Filipinos were so kind in their comments. Oh, there's the chicken starting to show up.
Yeah, there's that gray one there.
Yeah.
I saw its eye. I need to buy some medicine. I'm going to Mexico tomorrow, so I'll buy some
Can you
meds.
guys hear me still?
What was that?
Can you guys hear me still?
Yes.
Yeah, it's for me. It's a little hard, but I can still hear you.
Hey, Larry.
There you go. That almost looks like a Billy Jack hat.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if it is, but that's kind of what it reminds me of, a Billy Jack hat.
Yeah,
You remember the show Billy Jack?
You look good in that, Retro. You look really good in that.
Figured I could join the party.
Hey, how you doing, Minnie? Minnie Almeida is here. Almeida.
Minio, what do you know? When's it gonna snow?
Hopefully never where she's at. Isn't she in the Philippines?
They like the snow if it's only for a few minutes, and then after that, yeah. Yeah, man, Minnie, I just reminded myself, man, Minnie and I have been meaning to go to Snow World or whatever it's called. They have that Snow World thing here in Cebu. Of course, I also wanted to go to Newtown this morning, but I woke up this morning, I was like, I don't want to go to Newtown.
Now, guys, I want to remind everybody, this is more for the people in the chat. Those of you that don't have a jacket, if you want to drop your link to your channel, type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop it for you. I'm starting to give out a few more jackets just because it seems like I don't even have that going, do I?
It's cold in the
Oh,
Philippines.
don't hit that, Larry. I started to hit it and broadcast. I don't want to do that. But
Hey, them
so
buttons
anyway,
are tricky. Them buttons are tricky.
Well, yeah, I just went a little bit too high, and thankfully you got to hit it more than once to turn it off. I did hit it the first time. It's like, no, wait, but don't hit that again. Everybody be wondering what the heck happened.
So anyway, oh man.
I'm going to start giving out more. I was going to give one to Naomi, but she hasn't. I can't get to her first statement. She was the first one in, and since I put up my link,
Naomi, where are you?
Comment, it covers it up.
Where are you, Naomi? You didn't leave, did you?
Well, she was at the very top of the chat. If you can get to it, I don't know. Can you add somebody for me?
I don't know if I can or not. Oh yeah,
I'm
she
not sure what
disappeared.
kind of moderator I gave you.
I think am I standard? No, maybe I'm not.
I'm going to check right now.
Maybe I got powers, secret
No,
powers.
No, you got standard. I'm going to remove you from standard, then add you to the other one.
Ah.
All right. And
Let's see what else is going
moderator.
on.
All right. Now, if you can find her, if you can add her, go ahead and add her.
All right. Let me see.
Because, like I said, I mean, so many people, they don't understand about how the LLL bit, and so it's instead of having to say that all the time, the ones that come in here on a regular basis, I'm going to give.
Larry,
did you make any comments, Retro? Type in a comment, and I'll give you as well.
and I just gotta grab my other
Yeah, you just got to type in a comment. That's all you got to
Hey,
do.
the Nightbot works just fine. Mine's disabled. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, mine works, but it's getting other people.
I wanted to. By the way, there are like 3 or 4 or 8 or 10 different programs like Nightbot, and so I'm just going to go in and set up a new one, set up another one. I can't remember what my password was. I didn't write it down, so I can't get in there. It doesn't let me
I'm going to tell you the
reset.
truth. I don't know if I remember mine anymore.
Yeah. So look at this. I got this product I wanted to share. So you go into 7-Eleven. So this is sunscreen.
Yeah.
And it's 17 pesos in the 7-Eleven.
And it's 50.
You know, I started looking around. Yeah, 50 SPF. And I've been being a little bit careful going out into this bright sunshine lately. I've been putting
I want to try something.
Put some on the nose.
If I type in LLL?
Yeah.
See if it drops my link. Let's just see.
There you are.
Yeah, so it did drop myself. I didn't know if it would or not. But
There's Retro giving it a shot there.
well,
Looks
you're up to
good.
47 now, Retro.
It
All
works.
right.
Yeah.
Now, like I
Hassle
said,
free.
yep.
Hassle free link dropping.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't
No,
know if I can figure out
please
how to
don't.
drop. All right, I'll lie to you. I
Thank
don't
you.
think I can drop my own link. I just not sure how you do it. I've never done
Oh,
it.
there's a cat crossing your path. Wait a minute. That's a black cat and a ladder. Run,
And-
Jerry, run. Run,
Right.
Jerry, run.
And a pregnant cat. Hey,
And a pregnant
Dan,
cat.
I enjoy watching Talk's videos, but she does them so early in the morning, so difficult to stay up and see those.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a great voice. I like her voice.
Who's
Oh, yeah.
this?
Talks.
Tox? Yeah, Tox has got a good voice.
Yeah, but
Tox
she
is
does-
just,
Albie's voice
Tox-
as well.
you're right about that. You know,
Hey,
there's
Bobby,
something.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, you know, she's big time. You know that? She's on a lot of social media platforms
No.
under assumed names. She's a superstar.
Yeah, but she does her because it's their time over there, so it's just so
Yeah.
early before
Yeah.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, I get it. But I love Tox.
How you guys doing?
Ah, the Mac Daddy's here. Edward.
Hey, gang.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, the ones of you that maybe don't follow, somebody's got their speakers on. But Bobby from Time to Get One Too is over in Thailand, and he's having his house remodeled. So if you're like me, you like to watch houses being built or remodeled, we have some good videos to check out. His wife just moved over to Thailand.
Right. So that's not me, Larry.
No, I think it might be Edward. Edward, do you have your speaker on?
I think so now. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on, but I mean, I'm wondering if you got your speaker where you get to the phone, that's going to get feedback.
Are you getting feedback from me? I don't know. I'm on a different phone this week. My other phone is no more.
It'll be when somebody else talks, not when you talk.
You have two windows open.
I got two windows open.
No, I'm asking, did you open and
Do you have two things open? Do you have your phone on and something else on?
I shut my TV off. I don't know.
Well, I'm hearing my voice in the background.
You want me to try and come back in or something? I got a little blue picture of me on the gray screen, and then I see myself on your other screen. It says you're in the show. Everyone
you're
can
in the
see and
show.
hear you.
But do you have YouTube and StreamYard both on?
I got StreamYard in up top, and I came in through YouTube.
All right, close YouTube and leave StreamYard on.
I don't know how to do that. Oh, God.
We'll see what's going on.
Being time to get going. Said hi. I don't see the chat. So
Well, he dropped out, so
okay.
Well, if he comes back in, we'll talk to him.
I think it was Eddie. They had the.
Yeah, it was Eddie. No,
Did I
he's
mute
back.
it?
Hopefully he's got it straightened out.
Yeah. I muted myself over here and the mic, and it wasn't me. I could still hear the echo with the relay.
Now, Eddie, I do not hear the. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you just fine, Larry.
All right,
There you go.
now there's no feedback. So either
Yeah.
you muted YouTube or you closed it.
I just closed up everything and re-entered.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, you entered through YouTube. StreamYard and not YouTube. So what happens is, I learned this myself by doing it, is that if you leave YouTube open and you're on StreamYard, YouTube feeds back into the speakers, and the other people can hear it.
Hmm.
So they hear the program coming back through YouTube onto your speakers. So you got to mute YouTube, or me myself, I just shut it down.
Well, I got them both, but
Once I entered,
my main screen is
StreamYard.
I have them both, but my main screen is StreamYard. YouTube is sort of like hidden since I'm using the cell phone.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah, I'm coming in through a cell phone. Did we lose somebody? Is Leonard here?
Leonard
No,
hasn't been
Leonard's
here.
not made it yet.
I haven't seen Leonard.
I think Sammy has a stream going, so he may be over there. Because
There
I know
you
he
go.
goes up on her stream a lot. So that's
Time to
that's where
get
he's
going
at.
is in the house. Time to get
Like I
going.
said, Bobby's here from time to get going.
Bobby is here.
Yeah.
So anyway, 17 pesos, folks. You head over to the 7-Eleven. You get this 50 rated SPF. Put it on the tip of your nose and the tip of your ears.
I'm Moreno.
Like I said, that's what those shirts I bought were the 50 rated.
And I want to talk to you, Larry. I want to talk to you about those shirts that you were showing off.
Yeah.
The ones that are 50 SPF, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Where did you get those? You got those through Amazon or?
I got those through Amazon.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
order
then
some more.
I bet they were expensive shirts, though, right?
No, not
No?
really. No.
I wonder if those.
You know
I wonder
what
if they'll
works
ship
good?
those to the Philippines. Yeah.
Hemp shirts and bamboo shirts are a little more protective to the sun than cotton.
Bamboo shirts.
I don't know what it's made out of. It
Where do you
could
go
be
get them,
wool,
Eddie?
I'm not sure.
They're advertising them on
rated,
TV
50.
here.
Yeah, it's rated 50, and they weren't $30 each. They were less than $30 each.
Well, let me ask you guys a question because I don't know if they have these or not. I just was thinking about it after Larry was showing the shirts last week. Do they have sleeves that have the rating? You could just buy the sleeves alone, and you could wear any kind of shirt. Just throw the sleeves on.
I don't know. They may have.
Mac Daddy,
But,
that's our next business. If they don't have them, we can make bazillion dollars, man. Just selling the
I'll tell you
sleeves.
something else you can buy. They sell them with hoodies. The SPF
What's that?
50, they sell it with a hoodie, so you can put it up and it'll protect your.
Yeah, a
ears and
T-shirt with a hood on top. A
Yeah.
real lightweight
Somehow,
hoodie.
I don't think those would go over so well in the Philippines.
I think
I'll
the
tell you
hoodies
what we
would.
could sell in the Philippines.
What's
Long
that?
sleeve. You're on the right track. Long sleeve T-shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
like I
yeah.
said, you get the SPF 50 for the ones that don't want to tan or burn.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I have some. I think I did buy some, and they're in the house in Bye Bye. I think I bought. Yeah, I did buy some. I was just thinking about that. They're like they look like polo shirts almost.
What's
Well, they
what's
got,
really
like I said, they have different styles of these SPF 50s besides the ones I have. They got they had, like I said, they have some that have a hoodie attached, so you can flip it up and the back of your neck and your ears and all that would be protected.
what's really
I prefer wearing
popular
a hat, you know.
is
But,
long sleeve T-shirts because you can print something cool down the arm.
Why did you have to go and share that on live TV, bro? You should save that. You should have saved that.
Well, I good luck jumping me for that one, but yeah.
I mean, we could have made a bazillion dollars. Now somebody's going to pick up on it and do it.
We could still do it.
I mean, can you imagine? You could sport brand those, sell them. You can give them away for free at when you have Bat Day and SPF long sleeve shirt day and all that other stuff. You put the brand name of the team on there, a hockey team, a baseball team, basketball team.
The ones
the
I
Nike
seen had
check.
Puma. They had the Puma cat on them, and then it
Yeah.
said Puma down the arm. But it's like this. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just want to roll with it.
Roll with it, exactly. That's what you're doing. They already got them. You're just repurposing something that's already exists.
That's it. And
Mhm.
one thing they love in the Philippines
Yeah.
is things that are American.
Oh, they love it. They love it. You know that I went by the Levi store, right? So I got Levi's. I'm wearing my Levi's. I got my Levi patch. And I lifted up my shirt, right? And the guy just kind of patted my ass. I said, see that right there, bud? That's genuine USA. He just started busting up laughing. He thought that was the funniest thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a friend who used to sell hair care products in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And he was American hair care products. He went to co-packers in New York and said, here, I need shampoo, conditioners, your whole hairline, whatever you got. I want you to take the soap and like fragrance it, pearlize it, package it all up real pretty. And he used to send it by the container
Mm-hmm.
to Johannesburg.
Wow.
And he didn't just make money, he made insane amounts of money. But of course, it cost him a lot of money to make it here and ship it there.
Oh, sure. Sure,
But the
but
money
I had
he
a friend
made-
who did years ago. He wouldn't be able to get away with it now, but way back 20, 30, 40 years ago, I had this friend that came up with this idea, right?
Bobby, as
He'd
you
come
can
up
see,
with
I don't have a whole lot of need for a hair product either.
well, you never know. You might one day, you might have a
You think
spontaneous
that's right,
regrowth. Every once in a while, spontaneous regrowth happens.
called road grain.
Hey, but check this story out. It's kind of cool. So I had a friend, right? So he
You had a
realizes that I had one once, and so most friends run away real fast from me. But
You probably rent a few.
yeah. Hey, so this is what happened, Magda. You'll love this story. Being an entrepreneur and all, you'll love this story. So what he does is he realizes, now this is way back when they had a favorable exchange rate between the dollar and the Canadian dollar. So people were jumping over the border. I suppose they still do it, to take advantage of that exchange rate. Now they're coming here, but now we were going there and buying goods. So he goes there, realizes that he can buy containers load of Coca-Cola from a local bottler there and ship it and then bring it on a barge around the United States up through the what's the river called?
Well, you got the Hudson, you got what's
the one that goes around
Mohawk.
goes out
It
through
goes
the
which way?
channel into the ocean and comes in through. You can come in through Boston or New York or.
All right,
Anyway.
that's probably the Mohawk or the Hudson.
Yeah, well, so what he does, he goes in there, he buys a few containers of. This was going to be a one-time deal, a one-time wonder. He wasn't planning on getting rich, right? So the first container lands, no problem whatsoever. He was able to offload that container, and he actually delivered on his pickup truck the Coke himself to whoever would buy it. So he would load pallets on to his truck, go down the street, and then he'd start selling by the pallet to liquor stores, to grocery stores, to whoever would buy it. Then all of a sudden, right, the local Coke distributor there realizes that, hey, he's missing some money. He starts going around investigating. He finds out that he's
Bootlegging it.
importing it. He's
selling out of territory, yeah.
Yeah, he's gray market. He's gray marketing Coke. So he sues him. When the guy doesn't stop. he sues them and says, no, you can't bring in Coca-Cola into the United States. Turns out the local Coke distributor in Boston and New York, where he was concentrating his effort, they lose in court. The court says, yeah, you can't restrict trade. It's right here in the law. You can't restrict trade. He can go over there and buy whatever he wants and sell it for whatever price he wants. He can even sell it at a discount if he wants. He can sell it for more money. He can sell it for less. You can't restrict his trade. So he forces the Coca-Cola bottling company to go in there and buy the plants. That's how Coke started buying the plants back. They started going in and buying the plants back so that they could have control of distribution. And there was a lot more to it than that.
I know a company that did that with Pepsi products in the Philly area. They would buy the Pepsi products from Pepsi, Philadelphia, and ship it by the tractor trailer load to New York. But before they got it there, they used to rub the serial numbers off it. Real story. Flip the case over so they couldn't trace it back in New York where it came from.
Right.
They'd spray it with a product similar to hairspray, rub all the serial numbers off the back of the cans, flip it back over and run it through a machine that put a 5-cent return sticker sprayed on top, and they'd send it to New York and sell it. It was a company called Automatic Vending.
You can make a lot of money.
Thing they did.
You can make a lot of money in the short term coming up with an idea like that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But once they catch up with you, they'll tie you up in court legally, trying to get you to stop it if they can find you. That is.
That's why they rubbed the numbers off it.
Hey, I don't know if you remember this, Larry, Mac Daddy. Do you remember when the pilots on American Airlines were muling Coors beer from the West Coast to the East Coast?
I heard about that.
Yeah. So I had a girlfriend's father who was an engineer, who was a pilot when they were using engineers on 747s, flight engineers, and so they would mule back cases of Coors, and so whenever he was going to be on the West Coast or in Hawaii, which is his usual run to LAX or Hawaii, then we would give him some money and get him to mule the Coors beer back to New York, right where I was living at the time, and that was a sweet, sweet deal.
You want to talk about Coors beer? I remember when it wasn't even sold on the West Coast, and I was in the Navy in Washington State, and when we first got the Coors beer, finally it came to Washington State. I forget how many cases we got, 20, and I'm on the base of only 110 people. But whatever number of cases we got, and I was in supply, they were sold out the first day, and we had to go back and get more because nobody thought it would sell out that quick. I mean, like somebody 20 cases and they were gone.
I knew somebody who used to work for Amtrak on a train as a waiter, and they used to go to Canada. The last stop that the train would wind up in, going up the Northeast Corridor, would be somewhere in Canada. They used to get off the train, go to the tobacco stores, and buy enough boxes of cigars to fill 2 suitcases. So they had these huge suitcases, get back on the train with the suitcases, and then come back into the United States with Cuban cigars.
I was going to say they must have been Cubans. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They'd have been worth a lot of money.
And he was in the house, Dan.
He would sell them to Holt Cigars in Philadelphia, and he made a fortune. And he would
All you need is a one-hit wonder. All you need really is a one-hit wonder. Get in, get out. The way people get in trouble is they get greedy and they keep going and keep going. Once you do one, just start figuring out your next one.
Yeah,
I did a good one this week.
Hold on, Retro's got something. Yeah,
Mac, meet your cousin, Officer Big Mac.
Yummy.
Big Mac.
That's gotta be worth some money, Retro.
McDonald's, the old McDonald's company.
Yeah, they're bringing them back right now.
Hey, Retro, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about McDonald's, right?
Shoot.
Here's my question. Do you think so I go into McDonald's and I order, no matter where it is around the world, right? I go into any McDonald's and the menu is so vast. It's so large. I just sit there. Man, Minnie becomes hypnotized by the menu as much as I do. I just stand there I'm looking, I'm getting stars in my eyes. I'm going, what do I want to eat? The line starts forming behind me. I could hear people grumbling like, rat bastard, get your order in and get it the hell out of the way. I'm hungry. I'm sitting there going, It happens to Man Mini also. Have you guys ever had this happen to you?
Well, now you order by kiosks. We don't have ones at McDonald's.
How do you work the kiosk? I sit there and I have the same reaction. The menu is so large. I'm sitting there. I left and went to Jollibee one day because I was standing there. I was pushing the buttons trying to figure out how this damn thing works. There was hundreds of items on there. Same problem. People are waiting to use the kiosk. I gave up. I said, I'm getting the hell out of here. No, sir, don't go. We'll help you. Forget it. I said, I'm an old man. I'm retired. I don't do this. I'm going to go across the street to Jollibee.
Drive-through.
Yeah, for crying out loud. Go through the drive-through. Stroke of genius, Larry.
We had the original McDonald's where they used to have people standing out in front taking your order.
Name, but it was in Illinois.
Hamburglar.
But, now, see, I rarely go to McDonald's. I usually either go to Burger King or Five Guys. If I'm feeling
the question I wanted to ask Retro was, is the menu too big?
I mean, I'm a big foodie, so I don't really care how big the menu is. All I care about is the price, and I really don't like their prices.
But do you remember when a McDonald's menu was a cheeseburger, a hamburger, fries, and a drink, and a malt? Do you remember those days, or were you around? How old are you?
We had the time of it, but not long enough.
We had the original McDonald's when they had the orange high C.
Yeah, what was a burger? What was the cost of the burger back in the day? Give me a reference point.
15 cents
or less.
How much?
Okay,
39 cents for a regular hamburger, I think, originally.
19 cents, right?
15 cents.
15 cents. That's right. 15 cents.
49, but
when I grew up, a burger was like $1 on the dollar menu.
Have you ever eaten a
young,
McDonald's crab cake sandwich?
They were real cheap.
Retro, you're just a baby.
60s.
How about a McDonald's crab cake?
60s.
Is what a burger used to cost at McDonald's.
How about a McDonald's crab cake sandwich?
No, thank you.
I've never heard of that.
What? A what? A crab cake sandwich?
McDonald's in Maryland around here in the summertime sells crab cake sandwiches.
Well,
I would have loved to have been able to try that.
I don't do seafood. It hurts my stomach.
All right.
I bought something cool this week. I bought a penny from 1837. Hand struck in the city of Philadelphia. You could only make 300 a day.
That's pretty retro.
And it's I'll give you an idea how old it was. There's no electric, no cars, horse and buggy. There's only passenger rail service for 7 years in the United States. It's 30 or 40 years before they outlawed slavery.
Yeah.
And I paid like $32 for it. I won it at auction.
Yeah,
it was a whole lot more than a penny. Now, is that the one that was larger than what the pennies are today?
Yes, that's a large cent.
Yeah.
It's about the size of
2 cent. They used to have a 2 cent coin.
They used to have a half a cent called a halfpenny.
Yeah, they had a half a cent coin back in the 1700s.
Oh,
this is in the 18th.
My TV.
In 1837, the United States government was making money for less than 50 years. The Revolutionary War wasn't over till 1787.
Yeah.
They were still using Roman coins back then, weren't they?
Oh my God!
That's why you can still find it today.
Oh man. I'm telling you, what will the future bring? My point about the whole menu thing is that In-N-Out, they have a very, very simple menu. It takes seconds to figure out what you want. That's the whole thing.
Hey, Jerry's saying good night to everybody. So, Jerry, you take
Oh,
care.
Jer, pleasure.
Jerry,
Thanks for sharing the animals with us.
And thanks for showing the horses and the chickens. The horses
Yeah.
and chickens and the cats. And,
I used to
we'll talk to you some other time, man. Take care.
I used to have a hot dog stand in the city of Philadelphia, and we used to sell a hot dog with a fish cake on top.
Oh, I wonder what that would taste like.
Most
Was the
people
hot
eat
dog-
the fish. They would eat
Was
the
the hot
fish
dog
cake.
kosher? Was the hot dog kosher? That's all I want to know.
Well, yes, that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. Yeah,
We'd sell you a hot dog with a fish cake and pepper hash. Most people ate the fish cake and then they would eat the hot dog. There was two
Oh.
Jewish hot dog stands in Philly called Lenny's and Levis's. They were
Uh-huh.
like Philadelphia institutions forever. And we opened up and copied them like 50 years later and sold a lot of them.
Wow.
But I had a kosher grill, a kosher knife to open up the kosher hot dogs, the whole bit. My rolls were K-Parv, the whole bit.
You know, I say that would go over great here in the Philippines. I don't know if he'd be able to relate to that or not. I just have a feeling that it would go over great here.
Well, just a
you'd have
hot
to use
dog
the red
stand,
hot
I think,
dogs
would
there,
go
man.
good.
Just say no to red hot dogs. That's all I got to say.
Well,
Right.
I'm sorry, in the Philippines, you'd probably have to use the red ones.
You could buy
Yeah.
something else.
You can
No, I'm talking
import
about if you want the people to buy it, that's what they like is the red hot dogs.
Nathan's Famous. They would like it. You could give them a deal on a giant hot dog.
Okay.
You don't even have to tell them it's kosher or anything. You just
Well, now
Just
you talk about
have a sign up there that says Nathan's from America, New York, Nathan's.
Yeah, the big one here is the brat.
Rochester has what they call a white hot. You've heard of red hots, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a
Rochester has a
brat.
white hot.
That's a
The
brat.
same thing, but it's white.
What is
Well,
it, brat?
Yeah, it's a veal hot dog.
It's a hot,
Ah.
it's a big fat hot dog. They're just called hots. You got the normal,
May
but
get me
these,
some
you
more
know, these are
Kool-Aid.
bigger.
It's not a hot dog, Larry. It's a brat.
That's a brat, but it's
Had
a
bratwurst.
What do you got there? Retro Slurpee?
I'm about to get some Kool-Aid. My little my little keg over there.
There's a little jug, cooler. It's a
Hey,
blue
I learned
top
something about
blue with a white top.
beer in the Philippines. Okay, so when you go into the 7-Eleven and you buy bottles of beer, they charge a deposit like back in the day in the
Well, that's
US of A.
Well,
So
still
there's a
charge
deposit on the beer.
for beer.
Yeah, but check it out. To get your deposit back on the bottles, you got to show the receipt. And so that means you got to keep your receipt, go back in there, show them you bought it from them, and then they'll refund your 3 pesos for the bottle.
Oh,
That's interesting. I mean, I find that to
It
be
is. I
interesting.
mean, as a kid, when I was a kid, people would throw the bottles away. They were like 2 cents. And we used to collect them because you got like 6 of them, you got a free bottle of pop. It was like 10 cents for the pop and 2 cents for the deposit.
I had a little red wagon. We used to fill our little red wagon with soda bottles and go cash them
Was
in.
that a flyer? Was that a flyer wagon?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hey, I used to have one of those. I used to have the well, I almost said it, but I used to have this collection of Disney that was on VHS tape.
Oh, this is Teletubbies.
Yeah. I mean, I had Bambi
In
and
Jackson's in Mexico,
VHS,
you still do that. It's called
the original.
deposito. Now, Jared, do you have to take the receipt in?
I used to have Fantasia.
Oh, Fantasia! What a weird movie, Fantasia. Is that the one
Well,
that
Family
folks used to drop acid and watch that movie?
And the Swiss Family Robinson. And not only did we have the movie, but we had the record where they would read the book to you.
Hey, I had an original Song of the South that I sold for a lot of money on eBay.
I sold a Partridge Family 8-track cassette tape for a bunch of money.
What? Oh man! Did it have "I Think I Love You"?
Of course, yep. That's a big hit.
That one.
That's the money right there. "I Think I Love You." I think I love you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah.
Watching TV, boys.
Mm-hmm. Anything. Partridge Family where they're singing, and anything Marsha Brady was hot back in the day. I don't know if it's still hot. Marsha.
That was Jan. And she got her. Isn't that the episode she got her nose broke?
Yeah, Farrah Fawcett, may she rest in peace. Farrah Fawcett's the famous calendar, the famous
Poster, yeah.
swimsuit. Yeah, you remember that? That's retro.
The most famous poster, Raquel Welch, 1 million.
Oh, Raquel Welch. You know what? I used to. Yes, I used to watch it over and over again. The movie.
I'm just saying that was one of the very first bikinis, basically, posters. Hey guys, I'm just going to step away. I got to go get another pop. So
All
I'm
right,
just gonna
we'll
turn
let
my
you.
camera off. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll let you go take care of that. Yeah, there's so much fun stuff to think about. The whole Farrah Fawcett thing was sad. Also, when Olivia Newton-John passed away, because on one of her concerts, I think she was in LA. I think I saw her live at the Greek Theater. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, yeah, I think it was an outdoor venue. But anyway, she actually greeted people as they entered the venue, and she handed them a red rose. And so I was one of the lucky ones. Myself and my girlfriend at the time went in there. I just couldn't believe it.
I used to hang out with a bunch of international rock stars. Every year I would get invited to this Christmas party, and all kinds of people from the entertainment industry would be there. My friend Peter Baltes invented speed metal, which is like a form of heavy metal music. He's a legendary bass player in the rock and roll world. And I'd go to this party. I'd be there at the party. I used to hang out with John and Marianne English. John English wrote Boston's first 3 albums. And of course, it was Marianne.
You want to talk about old rock and roll back before they were famous? John Cougar Mellencamp is from Indiana. He's from a little place called Bedford, Indiana.
Hey,
right
you reading the comments?
Wilmington.
Jerry is saying they still charge you a deposit on the bottles in Mexico.
Yeah, but he says no receipt, just a bottle.
Hey, Jerry, if you're still there, is it possible to smuggle Coca-Cola out of Mexico into the United States? Do you think it would be worth it? I'm just curious about that.
It's different. That's real cane Coca-Cola, made with sugar cane.
Why would you? So you'd bring it in bottles, right?
Well, Mexican soda is made with sugar cane. Coca-Cola in the United States is made with corn sweetener.
Yeah, I'll tell you, here in the Philippines, there's something strange going on with the taste of the soda. I got to tell you, I don't know if they're switching over from cane sugar over to corn syrup, but something is going on. I can taste it. I can taste the difference.
Well, it reacts in your body different too.
Yeah, I could feel it. I could taste it. I could smell it. There's something going on with it.
I really don't drink soda anymore. I gave it up.
Good for you.
I drink only spring water.
It's a vice. I have to have a soda day.
It's a vice.
It's a vice.
Once in a while, I'll have a glass of Coke, but I use it more like a
I'll be right
medicinal
back 'cause I
medicine.
have to use the bathroom.
Do you know the original 12-ounce Coca-Cola was meant to be 3 servings in a bottle?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because you remember when McDonald's, before they started that, a drink all you want thing where they put the machine in front, the cups used to be tiny, in that, and you'd be satisfied with it. So what happened? Why is it they want to fill you up with Coca-Cola? And also, I think you might remember this, Mac. Yeah, you remember that in order to keep the when it's coming through the machine, keep it ice cold, they used to run the lines that feeds the Coke they used to run it in an ice bath.
Yeah, through a block.
Yeah, through so
a
that
coil system.
right, exactly. They no longer do that. Did you know that?
Well, they have a chilled machine now. And a box.
It ain't the same. The chiller ain't the same. It don't keep it cold enough. It don't work right. It was
Well,
a series
maybe in
of
the Philippines.
coils that would run through an ice bath is originally the way the thing worked.
Well, ice has got to be very expensive in some parts of the world.
And then also they bricks it differently. You know what bricks is, right? You know how not that brick. I'm talking about you adjust the syrup to soda mixture. Once you give the franchises that,
Yeah, it's
Guys, I
$5.
gotta go.
yeah,
Guys, I
They
gotta go.
never-
The other thing that could be affecting the taste of your beverage is
bye, retro.
Take
Night,
care.
guys.
It was nice
man.
seeing you.
Nice seeing you. Someone just
All
called.
right, take care,
called
man.
me,
We'll see you
that's
some
why I'm
other
leaving.
time.
All right, take care of yourself, retro.
Have a good one.
Another thing with soda is on the ice machine, they put an in the water. They put an anti-scaling agent, so the hard water doesn't cause scale in the ice machine. And the anti-scaling agent is very bad for you. But a lot of the ice machines in the United States have to run that.
They don't do it in the Philippines. I always get sick.
I don't get
Well-
soda. I don't get pop from soda fountains very often. I just never have cared for them. Like I said,
Well,
one
we
of
don't
my
even
actually
call
my
it-
very first real job. And I'm talking about not paper routes or cutting grass or raking leaves or shoveling snow. Was at an A&W root beer stand, and we made the root beer. So that was different. 'Cause this is back in the '60s.
Well, Taco Bell, we used to refry the beans. We actually used to refry the beans. Now it comes in a little pouch, and they heat it up in boiling pot of water or something. Or now
Well,
they
they
don't even
also-
do that.
They also used to pressure cook the meat and everything. They don't even do that anymore.
No, yeah, that's right. They don't do that. You just get this blob stew that comes in a sealed reheat bag.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it is. It's mystery meat.
Well, Taco Bell meat has such little meat in it. They can't call it beef, so they call it taco meat. It's got a lot of TSP in it.
Oh no.
You know what TSP is?
Oh no, that's the stuff you clean out your drains with.
No. TSP is textured soy protein.
Oh. Well, at least it won't kill you, or will it?
No, well, it's got a lot of estrogen and stuff in it because it's soybean.
Maybe they need to switch over to tofuti meat.
I like tofu.
Pizza,
Yeah, as long as the texture's right, as long as it's prepared correctly.
I don't like.
I don't want it boiled. I want it fried.
I don't want
Yeah.
stinky tofu though. There's no way I'm touching that. I don't know whether you've ever had that.
Hey, what would in your part of the world, Mac Daddy? Let me ask you a question. How would fake seafood go over? You know what I'm talking about, right? That stuff they make to look like crab meat.
Well, we eat it all the time here.
Oh no!
I buy the shredded kind at Restaurant Depot, and I make crab cakes with it. It's very
Ah,
good.
okay.
It's surimi is what you're talking about.
Yeah, what the heck? Well, how do they make that? Do they take all kind of fish and put it together into mix it all together into a?
I'll tell you how they make it. It's not as bad as you would think.
Uh,
When they catch the scrod out in the Alaska waters, and they put it on the ship to process it. When they're running the fish through the machines, they take all the fish meal that they get from the carcasses and the bones and things that comes off between it. They puree it with like egg whites
uh-huh.
and a
Oh,
little
to
bit
make
of
it
flavoring, and then
to get it to stick together.
to get it to stick together, and they
Yeah.
make it in a thin, long sheet so it cooks quick. They roll it up while it's still hot so it sticks together and gets the texture, and then
I
they
get
spray
it.
a little bit of red food coloring on it.
I get it. I get it. That's not so horrible.
No, it's
That's
not.
all right. I'll still take spam over that.
Spam and ham, green eggs and ham. I'm heading to the heading to the spam house right after this live show.
I just bought a 10-pound case of bacon yesterday.
Bacon,
I got
cured
real
bacon is hard to come by here.
I got
Cured
cured bacon made in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, from a company called Kunstler's. I paid $34.97 for a 10-pound case.
Hey, people are starting to cure their own pork belly in the States, I heard, because bacon is getting so expensive.
Well, I just got bacon for half the price.
How'd you do it?
My supermarket had it on sale. After processing all that pork for Easter to make all them hams and all, they got deals on pallets of bacon, and they were selling 10-pound dry bacon, not water packed, not that stuff packed in plastic. This is laid out in a cardboard box.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real cured bacon. It's, got the nitrate and everything else in it.
Oh, but they probably had to move it out really quickly.
No, they're selling. Oh God, move it out quickly. Every shopping cart in a supermarket had a box.
Now, hey, anybody else that wants to come up, LV?
It's always better with bacon in it. LV, you do live streams all the time. LV, why aren't you up here? LV, I thought you needed to promote yourself because you were looking for a man. Where are you, LV? Come on up here. Don't be shy. You do beautiful live streams. You're a natural.
And you can just use your avatar. You don't have to show. I would prefer you show your face, but you don't have to.
And Naomi, what happened to Naomi? I met her. She's a very intelligent, insightful woman. Where is she?
I don't know where she went. She was the first one in, and I haven't seen her post anything else. I was going to give her a jacket, but I can't get to it.
Naomi, where are you?
I can give the jacket to. I can't get back to her post.
My goodness gracious. You
Have you
can't
made
just
any
have a
pizza dough?
sausage fest going on up here. You need some females. Females.
Females of the species.
Yes. So, okay, so the bacon you got a deal on. I'm happy for you. How do you keep the bacon from going rancid?
I cook lots of it. That helps. And
That does help.
I put it in the freezer.
Yeah, bacon burgers, bacon and eggs, bacon and bacon.
Yeah,
bacon with a side of bacon.
I make a bacon, cheese, lettuce, and mayo sandwich on sourdough.
Oh, it sounds so yummy.
Oh yeah.
I love bacon.
You know what I do miss? I miss the crispy bread, that you get. So, man, Mini, we were at, I think it's called Ayala Central Block Mall in Cebu. We went down there. It's only a few blocks away.
Right.
And
you went to one of them bakeries?
We went to, we went to the Vietnamese store, the Vietnamese bakery where you can buy the Vietnamese coffee and the bread and all that other stuff. And we we had a couple of sandwiches, original sandwiches. They were pretty good. You know what makes those sandwiches? I think it's the cilantro in them, the cilantro and the cucumber that they put in there.
Sure.
But that crispy, that bread, you know, there's nothing like it. As long as you got the bread, you know, you got the sandwich.
Well, I had that problem out here in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They put all that bread in a plastic bag.
No,
Yeah, and
no, you can't
Kills
put it in plastic. You kill it.
Well, I'm from Philly. You know,
Yeah.
bread is like rice is life in the Philippines.
Right.
In Philly, bread is life for hoagies and cheesesteaks and
Hey,
all that
when you bake,
sandwiches.
let me ask you a question. When you bake, how do you put the crispiness on the crust? Are you using
Well-
starch and water
No,
and brushing it?
it's natural. Well, if you want to brush, you don't starch in water. If you want your bread to be shiny,
Yeah.
you
Egg
you
white.
well, egg and water doesn't even have to be egg whites.
Yeah. But what
And
about
if you want seeds to stick to it, you take it out while it's hot. You brush it real quick with the egg whites,
yeah.
and then you sprinkle like toasted sesames on it and pop it back in the oven for a minute.
Man, I'm getting hungry now for
Oh,
tasty bread. I know there's no place around here that I can get it.
I got a
See what
funny
happens
story.
when we start talking about food? You see what happens?
When I had my deli in Philadelphia to do my catered food out, I was buying these rolls from my bread guy, and I hated them. They just weren't perfect. So I used to go to the famous Sarcone's Bakery on 9th Street. It's the best Italian bread in Philly. And I would go in, and Sarcone's wouldn't sell to me wholesale, so I didn't care. I went in and bought it retail. But I would go in and buy 24 loaves of stick bread to make hoagies on. And the girl behind the counter one day says, "What are you doing with all the bread?" Because I come in every week or so and buy bags of bread, shopping bags. I'm walking out the door with 4 shopping bags full of bread in big paper bags. I'm like, "Honey, I'm having the family over. Jeez, they're coming over for pasta."
Man, I'm telling you, there's nothing like that crispy, crunchy bread. I'm telling you, sourdough.
There's nothing like a Philly pork sandwich. I bet you I could sell the hell out of them in the Philippines.
Well, they got over that Bonami store, whatever, however you say it. They had, oh my gosh, we're headed over to that mall. I can't help myself. I need my fix.
The Viennese sandwich.
Yeah,
How about
they have the pork sandwich. They have that as one of their offerings.
Yeah, but they don't have a Philly pork sandwich.
No,
whole
I'm sure.
The whole secret to a Philly pork sandwich is they have broccoli rabe on the sandwich with the garlic and the oil, and the pork itself has white wine over the pork, like a white wine au jus. And, I think Texas barbecue would be big in the Philippines because they don't know how to do slow roasted
Yeah, you would
barbecue
think so,
pork.
but if that were there's certain things that puzzle me though, Mac Daddy. I'm going to tell you one of them, right? One of the weird things about food. You go into Popeye's Chicken,
Right.
and you would think that the same menu they got in the United States would go over in the Philippines as well, but it don't, and I have no idea why. It's just one of those phenomenons. The same thing with I don't know if you have them on the East Coast or not. But we have that chicken place, El Pollo Loco. For some reason, right, that menu does not go over well in the Philippines. They modify it.
Well, you got to, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, so to speak.
Right.
I think that barbecue sauce and some of the American condiments would be big in the Philippines, bigger.
In a place where they love banana ketchup, cut me a break, Edward D. Beck.
Yeah.
In a place where they
go over. No.
where-
You take American ketchup and you take that banana ketchup,
yeah,
that American ketchup will sit there for days.
I know.
Well, they like what they like.
It's a sweet, from what I understand, the banana ketchup is sweeter. and that's what they want. They want the sweeter.
Well,
Well,
here's something for you. If you take what's Americana and sells really well all over the world, it's all from my neighborhood here in Western Pennsylvania. You ready? Hershey bars, Heinz 57.
oh, but were you here? I got to stop you at the Hershey bar. Were you here when we're having the conversation about Hershey bars? All right. Hershey bars, American chocolate Hershey bars, they don't allow to be imported into the Philippines because they made a deal in Singapore and they built a Hershey plant in Singapore. Part of the deal for some of the incentives were that those chocolates have to come from Malaysia. I'm sorry, not Singapore, Malaysia. They can't come from America. So they can't, in other words, Malaysia does not allow, they won't allow American chocolate products to be flooded into Southeast Asia. They have to come from that Malaysian factory. That was one of the incentive deals they cut. And so every 5 products of Hershey's that are manufactured in that plant in Malaysia, they cannot import into the Philippines. And you won't see them in Thailand. You won't see them in anywhere in Southeast Asia. It's got to be from that Malaysian plant.
Do you know what the
I
secret
apologize,
to?
Singapore. It wasn't Singapore. It's Malaysia.
Do you know what the secret to Hershey Chocolate of America is? That Hershey milk chocolate.
Do they put paraffin wax in it?
I don't know about that, but the flavor, the flavor of the Hershey bar is sour milk.
It's different. Hey, Mike at
They
Hey
don't have the
Joe.
dairy.
He's been, and Larry was kind enough to offer. Of course, we might take advantage of Larry's offer. But hey, Mike, Mike from Hey Joe, who's going to be in Bye Bye Latte soon, within a few days, right? He's bringing over Hershey's Kisses with almonds because they weren't available here, and I'm going to be personally mealing those up to Tox at Tox Vlogs in La Union, way up north in how do you say it? La Union, which is way up north, north of Pangasinan. I am so excited about this. I hope that I'm able to keep those bad boys from melting on the journey.
We got all the chocolate here. We have M&M Mars is in the area. Reese Cups is a Pennsylvania product.
But you're absolutely 100% spot on. But I'll tell you this.
How about Mallow Cups?
I tried to order those products through Amazon, and this is how I discovered that they don't allow them to ship into the Philippines, that chocolate. I tried to order a whole bunch of chocolate from Hershey's through Amazon to be delivered to the Philippines. They would not do it. They said, so sorry, so sad. It sucks to be you.
I wish I could bring you guys tasty cakes.
What are tasty cakes?
They're similar to Little Debbie's.
They're much better than Little Debbie's. No comparison. They are.
That's what they are.
They're similar
to
now.
Little Debbie's.
Yeah, they're
Little
similar.
Debbie's better. No, I'm not saying Tasty Cakes isn't better.
I know, but I'm just saying the original thing with Tasty Cake was they made a pie to fit in a lunch pail, in a rectangle instead of a square.
Yeah.
And then they had these white vanilla cakes called butterscotch crimpets with a butterscotch icing on top.
Wow.
And they were
That
like the
sounds
original.
delicious. Hey,
Yeah, they were lunchbox
that
staples from Philadelphia.
I meant to mention earlier, there was another product that when I first started coming to the Philippines 25 years ago or so, there was a product that you used to pay for your entire trip with by just buying it in the Philippines and then taking back to the States. What was it? Do you guys know?
I have no idea.
San Miguel?
No. San Miguel would be kind of heavy to carry, right?
Yeah.
This was pretty easy to carry. What it was cartons of Marlboro cigarettes. You used to be able to go on your way out. We'd scoop up a dozen or so boxes of Marlboro cigarettes from the duty-free store, and then we used to mule those over to the U.S. of A. And
bring them in duty-free.
Yeah, and so by the time we get back home, right, I'd have all cartons of those things. All the cartons would be sold. By the time I landed, it would pay for the entire trip to the Philippines. Those
I
days are
knew-
gone forever.
I know people that even up to a couple years ago that had like a big like twin axle 20 like 8x20 trailer. They would go to the Carolinas every week and buy cigarettes
Mm-hmm.
and then drive them to New York State and sell them in New York City.
Oh,
New
without the tax stamp? Oh, you get in big trouble for that, don't
Oh
you?
my God, the way get in big trouble. Yeah, good luck catching them.
You'd end up going to jail. Here I am talking about smuggling cigarettes and Coca-Cola internationally, and then I get all bent out of shape when you start talking about mule
Yeah,
and cigarettes.
Yeah, moving 7 states up the map. Well,
But
that's like me. I sit here and laugh about
Yeah.
selling moonshine.
yeah. Oh,
When I
but that's the
moved
way.
into my-
You're just living the American dream. You know what? I'd be doing it. I'd be doing it if I knew
When
how
I
to do it.
moved into my house here, people would appear in my driveway to buy moonshine off the guy who used to live in my house.
Minnie is saying I love chocolate, especially with almonds.
Well,
I bet you love American chocolate from Pennsylvania.
yes. You know what the best chocolate though is for me? I like Belgian chocolate, a chocolate called Calibret, and Lit is
Oh.
good too.
I don't know about foreigner chocolate. USA.
Oh, they
All
in
the
the
way. All
Philippines,
the way.
they love Hershey chocolate.
You know, if I had Belgian chocolate, I might have to start drinking tea.
You know, in the city, Hershey,
I
Pennsylvania
ain't
has
gonna do that.
Hershey, Pennsylvania has a city named after him, Hershey, PA.
Yeah, of
And-
course.
The street lights are shaped like Hershey Kisses. The traffic lights are chocolate bars.
We got the chocolate hills here in Behold. So Hershey's got nothing on us, bro. We actually have mountains that are shaped like Hershey's Kisses. So take that.
Well, you guys can do something we can't.
What's that?
You can grow cacao to make chocolate.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You guys
Yeah.
got nibs. We don't have nibs here. Our nibs
Oh,
got
I got nervous. I got to share this story. I don't think Minnie will appreciate it, but she bought thousands of pesos worth of chocolate, trying to bring it back to the United States one trip. And I said, do not do that, because if you get caught smuggling that stuff, they're going to put you in jail. They're going to fine you big time. And then every time you go through customs, they're going to be searching you. You know, we argued back and forth about that. She was saying nobody cares whether you bring chocolate 100 pounds. My friends do it all the time. But I was reading the customs law for the Philippines. That's one of the things they absolutely won't tolerate, and that's the exporting illegally moving tablillo through customs into the United States. I didn't want her to take the chance. Nobody has the money to pay the fine that they would have charged. And so she said, well, what do I do with it then? Well, give it away to your friends. She ended up giving it away to, I think, some security guard somewhere, who was very, very happy to get it. So,
That's a beautiful story, but
yeah.
I feel like I take it for granted though where I live on the map here, because if I go an hour one way, I got all the pretzels and chocolate. If I go an hour the other way, I got Heinz 57. Between Hershey, Heinz, and a couple other things, they're like all the supermarket brands here in America. Hershey Foods owns all the pasta in the pasta aisle, basically. They own all
You
the
know
ice
something
cream.
though, Edward, it makes sense though to me. And the reason why is because, of course, the U.S. was born, it's born east of the Mississippi. And so all the
80%
Tyson
of us still live
Foods. Yeah.
east of the Mississippi. And
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, being a multi faceted farm state, we grow everything in Pennsylvania: chickens, hogs, wheat, corn, dairy. We're a huge farming state and tree state, believe it or not. One of the
I mean, but they're big time corporations. Very few very few very few independent farmers have survived.
Well, Kraft Heinz, Pennsylvania is a big independent farmer state. Kraft Heinz is one of the biggest food corporations, and so is Hershey. Hershey Foods is huge.
I mean, look at what happened to Ben and Jerry's in Vermont, for crying out loud, when they had so many problems, trying to get distribution for their ice cream, because one reason is because, and it's unspoken, but they wanted to co-opt all those independent dairy farmers, because they knew if they co-opted them, they could remain independent, because they were giving them a direct pipeline for their product.
Do you know who owns Ben and Jerry's today?
I think they're still. It ain't Ben and Jerry's. I mean, but
no, it's Ben and Jerry's. But Ben and Jerry's is owned by Reuben Company. They're the same people that own Slim Fast. Think about that.
You're kidding me.
No,
you're kidding me. That's a little bit ironic.
And they bought them the same week.
Wow. I miss the good old days, though. I'm telling you, where those pioneers like Ben and Jerry's got over on corporate America.
It costs too much.
Yeah. What? That's all you got to say about it? Is it cost too much, Larry?
They cost too much. I've been to a Ben and Jerry's outlet.
A scoop shop.
That's all
they call them
sell.
scoop shops. Yeah. Get the lingo right, Larry. It's a scoop shop, brother.
So little, it wasn't worth it. And talk about your street lights, Edward. There's a place in New York called, I'm trying to remember the name of the city, but they got these gas lights on the street lights. They're gas. They're left
gas lamp.
Yeah, but I mean,
gas lamp district.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it does not cost the city anything. The people
what are they using? Sewer gas to light them?
Their city had to make an agreement with the city that they would provide the street lights, the gas lamps for the street lights.
They use sewer gas, right? They use sewer gas to light them.
Well, that would just be methane.
Methane, yeah, they use methane to light them.
But they're lit. They got kind of like a retro look to them.
Well, I think that's fantastic. I don't know why the entire country isn't using lighting at night. Using methane. I just don't get it.
It would be bad for the atmosphere, releasing all that CO2.
You're burning it off. You're burning it off.
There's none being released. They don't ever turn them off.
Yeah, but you're still releasing CO2. You're not releasing methane.
Yeah, maybe you're right about
that.
Not good
for the environment.
I didn't think the whole thing through.
In Philly, we have gas lights, but they come on and off a certain time.
Man, I miss Philly. I miss Philly, quite frankly.
I love Philly.
Yeah, what a city.
I've been there. It's okay. It's like it's like almost any other large city.
What? Bite your tongue, Blair. Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
New York City, Chicago.
It's different. It's different, bro.
LA, Seattle.
It is nowhere close to being like an LA. Where you been, bro?
But I'm just saying, though. I've been to all of them, and all of them are, okay.
He doesn't know the highlights of Philly. That's the problem.
Each city has some different flavor to it, based on its historical underpinning.
But I don't want to live in a large city, is what I'm saying.
It ain't that large. It ain't as large as you think. For example,
Philly's the 6th largest city in the nation, but you're right, it's not that big.
Yeah, it's not that big. For example, what am I trying to think of? Oh, Chicago. You go into Chicago, right? What I love about Chicago is you go outside in the suburban areas of Chicago, and you go down some of the residential streets, and you're going to find mom and pop restaurants. They're going to be running all
You
kind
go
of
down some
businesses
those
out of their
malls, those
houses.
streets, and it's just not very good either. You go to Chicago, it is not cheap to live in Chicago.
Well, I wouldn't say I live there necessarily. I was just
Have
pointing
you-
out that each city has its charm, has its different charming thing to it, you know?
Have you ever been to Ralph's
And
Italian?
You better know where you're going.
To where?
In Chicago.
Ralph's Italian on 9th Street, the oldest
No.
Italian restaurant in America.
Haven't, no.
Or here's one where I used to live. We had the King George Inn, named after the famous King George of England,
Mhm.
the oldest operating inn in America,
Wow.
Like I said, I've been to New York
on the
City.
Bristol
You go-
waterfront,
You go
on
to
the Delaware River.
Chinatown, Italian, Little Italy. They got all kinds of different little things in New York City. I still don't want to live there. They got some nice areas to go
Chinatown in
see.
Philly is very unique too. They have the Chinatown Arch and Chinese
Yeah.
food.
Leonard
I-
from Houston stepped into the chat.
Hey, Leonard, how you doing, man?
Leonard, are you guys dodging bullets in Texas today?
You go to New York City, they got
Oh.
more than one China.
Bad
Oh,
joke.
that's not funny.
Yeah.
You go to New
That,
York
I'm
City, they got
sorry.
more than one Chinatown.
Yeah, actually, it's not. I do apologize. It isn't funny. I mean, they had another mass shooting there in Texas.
Today, yeah. 8
Yesterday,
people killed, including a 3-year-old boy. The FBI, they know who did it.
Yeah, but he slipped already over the border, I'm sure.
These AR-15s are a problem.
Definitely.
But
Well, I don't know, you know.
They were putting his picture out.
I don't know that
Everybody knows
debate.
who-
Ooh, man, that debate on the AR. I don't know.
They need
I
to.
just don't know.
They
said
need
the,
to do
women
something for gun
Killed
control
trying
in
to
America.
protect the kids.
That's what they need to do. Something for gun control in America. It's all there is to it.
Leonard's in the
Hey,
house.
Leonard, how's Sammy doing?
Oh, she's doing good.
Leonard, my
You were
brother.
at her live stream, right?
Yeah.
You missed my
I saw she
bacon
was
story.
having one, but I always have mine scheduled, so I didn't
Yeah,
have time to go to hers.
YouTube's big enough for all of us.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
I'm just saying. I figured that Leonard will tell you sometimes I'll stop by when I'm at work and she's doing one,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I'll say hi, and I see Leonard there. So when I saw she was having one, and then Leonard didn't come up, I just figured he was in her panel, which is fine. I mean, like you said, I mean,
We're
There's
fighting
enough
over
for me to
them.
go
people.
around.
Some of
Hey,
them are
Larry.
the same people we support.
Yeah.
Sometimes we support somebody else,
Right.
but there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
That's what it's
And
all
hey,
about.
There's
Trying
enough for me to
support
go
people.
around.
I don't know if there's enough for you to go
I don't know.
around.
At 155 pounds, you're
That's-
disappearing more every day,
I
man.
know.
His handle on Facebook needs to be changed.
Yeah.
It's
From
you know what his
Nazi
handle
slam to
is on
very slim.
Facebook there, Dan?
Yeah, I do know his handle. It's always puzzled me.
Not so slim.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's slim.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know if he wanted that
Wilson.
announced the entire world.
Oh, I got
Yeah, I did.
I got good news for the channel
I
this
don't think
week.
anybody
No,
on here
Grady,
that's
how you
gonna bother
doing?
me.
I got good news for the channel this week.
What's that?
My I was telling you earlier today, my legs are doing better, folks. My
Oh,
lymphedema.
good. That's
That's
fantastic.
good. Hey, Tam, welcome.
I'm
So
going
the
to the
swelling is-
hospital a few days a week. They're doing these compression wraps on them, and
Good.
they're healing.
Good. That's fantastic news.
I
Well,
can't.
damn.
It is.
Jill, did you watch the draft?
Can you
He
see
said
that?
it's awful, guys. I went to
Wow,
the-
that's friggin' amazing. That can't be you. That cannot
that's
be
me.
you.
That's me 20
Oh.
years ago.
Holy smokes.
Well, I told
Congratulations
you.
to you. Congratulations to you, brother.
Well,
Tim says hi to everybody.
Oh, did you see Dale Grady? Dale Grady.
hey, Dale Grady,
That's
how
what I
are
said.
you?
Kansas City is where they had the
The draft, yeah.
the draft this weekend for the NFL. So I asked him if he watched that. I watched some of it.
I watched a lot of it, but I didn't get to see. I didn't get to
Well,
see
I
all of it.
watched the first round
Yeah.
and went to bed before the second round. Well, no, I was on here. I was on here for the second round.
Yeah.
The NFL
Dan's
just isn't
channel.
what it used to be.
No, that was a Thursday night. I watched the first round, went to bed, and then I watched part of it yesterday. That I was on Dan's channel,
Right.
and then I watched quite a bit of it today on my phone.
You know, I didn't watch it today, and I should have, but because today was
We
the
had
last
more
day, right?
choices. We had. I'm a Colts fan, and we had a lot more choices in the fourth, fifth, and sixth
Yeah.
and seventh round.
Well, yeah, they did a lot of
More in the sixth
trading and moving around and getting for different parts they needed through trade.
The NFL's just too much for me anymore.
What do you mean?
I'm used to the old days.
Well,
You
we all
know,
grew up. We all went through the old days. But,
Yeah, but I grew up with like the Philadelphia Eagles' only Hall of Famer guy, Steve Van Buren.
yeah,
He would tell me how he would take the bus to Franklin Field, and the team would have to go out sometimes in the snow and clear the stadium and shovel the field to have a football game.
well, that's yeah.
In
Well,
Buffalo,
what still
don't have the
bothers
fans
me,
come out and do that.
yeah,
They
What's-
do.
what-
In Buffalo, if they get a big snow, if they can do it, the fans will come in and they'll get like tickets or something. They'll come in.
oh,
and
the
bring
Packers do
stadium
that
out.
too because they're part owners of the team. But what bugs me is the best receiver probably ever played the game, played for Kansas City, and he's not been entered in the Hall of Fame yet.
Who is it?
Oh, Tim.
Otis Taylor.
Tim has to ask the question.
Otis Taylor.
I don't remember him.
He was
probably
89.
played when I was young.
Well, yeah, he played. You know, Kansas City started as the Dallas Texans in '60, I think, and they moved to Kansas City in '63 when the Cowboys started.
Well, like I said, that's back when I was young, and I really didn't. I watched
Yeah.
the black and blue division
Right.
back in
right.
those days. The black and blue division was, in case those that don't know, was Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota Vikings, and Detroit
Detroit.
Lions.
Yeah.
Now, I was a big fan of Gil Sayers, Dick
Oh, who
Butkus.
wasn't?
So
Well,
I
I
really
miss
didn't pay much attention to the other teams that much.
Yeah.
I miss Howard Cosell,
Oh, I hated him.
and everybody did, and John Madden, Mr. Football himself.
I love John Madden.
Don't forget
Everybody
Dandy
did.
Don Meredith.
He
Yeah,
was
look,
he was okay as an announcer, but he was a good quarterback too.
well, you know,
He was, but I'm
John
just saying,
Madden.
as an announcer, you knew the game was pretty much over when Dandy Don started going, "Turn out the lights, party's over."
Jo-
And
Yep.
he did that
John
after
Madden.
it was a bad game.
John Madden used to take over the Packer Avenue Holiday Inn right outside the old stadium, Veterans Stadium.
Yeah.
And because he could come to Philadelphia sometimes with his bus and be there for 3 or 4 weeks for games, he would
Right.
own the lounge. He was you see John Madden on TV, and after
Yeah.
the game, he was famous for going in the bar at the stadium down there and meaning the Holiday Inn, and getting pickle face drunk.
Yeah.
And they never covered it on TV. I mean, that's why he didn't want to fly, because after the game, he was always drunk.
Now, Tim was asking, are they still kneeling for the anthem? I don't think they're showing them anymore.
No, I think that only happened one year, maybe the second year.
Yeah, well, Kaepernick gave up his whole career for it.
Yeah, that's pretty foolish. And the thing is, that's not the venue to do that. If you want to make a
No, it's
statement,
not.
you don't do it there. All he did was made an ass out of himself.
And nobody would hire
And
him
the players that
afterwards.
followed
Nope.
suit. No, I'm
Yeah.
just saying they all made the. It's some people. Well, they got the right to protest. They do.
Yes.
But the
But
owner
do it in
has
the right
the right
place
to
and the
fire
right
them.
way.
Yeah,
Right.
but your employer also has the right to tell you when you can protest because you're at work.
I was just saying he's got the
Right.
right to fire them too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just like me. If I go to my job and start protesting at my job, they got the right to say, Larry, you can complain about that, but you got to go out on the street because you're no longer working here.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like those three congressmen that the two of them they kicked out, and the third one, because she was a white woman, they didn't, but the other two got back in. So
Well, the
in
two they
Tennessee.
kicked out actually took the bullhorn and was a lot more active in the protest, where she didn't do that.
Right.
So I think that all three should have been kicked out. But
Well,
None of
Well-
them should have been kicked out.
I don't think any of them should have been kicked out because the people voted them in, and it wasn't.
maybe not kicked out, but kicked out for the that day or something because
Well,
they,
yeah,
the protest
punished
they
in
were
some way. Yes.
no the
kicked
protest
out
they
of
were
office,
partaking in was illegal.
Well,
So then
what they got, there's something they got to learn in Tennessee, and they're going to learn it next election run. There's more Democrats than Republicans in Tennessee, but the Republicans control everything,
Yeah.
and they're going.
I see that changing.
Yeah, the next election run, there's going to be a
hey, I have nothing to do with
Democratic
Tennessee.
wave.
I'm just saying, that may
Yeah.
be. It doesn't matter to me. There's more Democrats here in New York where I live.
oh
They
sure.
control things.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with me. And
Not
I've told
me
you
either.
before, I have voted for Democrats. Matter of fact, the person I would vote for right now that's announced that they would run is a Democrat, RFK Jr.
That would be an interesting candidate.
But that's right now of the people that's announced. That's who I would vote for.
They
I
better
don't
buy
vote
them a
any
suit of
party, so I
armor.
can't vote in primaries.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's
because
who I would
JFK
vote for.
Jr. mysteriously crashed the plane he'd flown a million times on that same route.
Well, that can happen. He
Hey,
crashed
Sammy, how
in
you doing?
a heavy
Yeah.
fog.
Yeah, but he didn't. There
Well,
wasn't any
Welcome,
fog that
Sammy.
day.
If you want to come up, come on up.
I don't know what the
Hey,
weather
Sammy.
report was.
No, it was clear. There was no storm or no weather anomalies or anything like that.
Wow. Well,
I remember distinctly because
they don't
I-
think about stuff like that. You know, the people just put themselves out there. They should have better security,
yeah,
and knowing
Well,
the
he
history,
wasn't-
they really should
he
have.
wasn't running for anything.
Who's that?
Well,
There was a big discussion about grooming him for presidency. But
exactly.
He wasn't even in politics.
But he's a
Who's
target.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, Junior. Okay.
Yeah, remember he
Oh.
crashed his plane a few years back.
Yeah.
Crazy, wasn't it?
He wasn't in yet. A lot of people thought he would be. He'd go in. A lot of people was hoping he'd go in.
So weird, that even an experienced pilot wouldn't have gone up in that weather.
No, that weather was perfect, and
Yeah.
he was an experienced pilot.
He was learning.
No, he'd flown that route as a solo
Uh-huh.
for years. He wasn't a student pilot. He'd been flying for years.
And then he inverted the plane, from what I understand.
Well, I've heard so many different stories about it. A lot of conspiracy going on about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
No.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on a different topic. That's a downer.
I think we've exhausted it anyway.
That's a downer topic.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
he ran out of gas.
is.
You missed the bacon story, Leonard. I did my bacon story before you got here.
Oh man.
Let's
Why
talk
repeat it?
AR-15s. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding. That's an
talk
upper.
We can talk
Thank
that.
Because I really don't have an
If you'd like to
opinion.
come up, I know Dan and I both would enjoy talking
My
with you.
my opinion on AR-15s is kind of simple. Children today at the age of 18 aren't as mature as children were a couple generations ago. And
Well, that's true.
here's one for you. Living on my street. If I want to get down the street and catch fish, I have to have a fishing license. I can get down the street and buy 10 AR-15s and 20,000 rounds of ammunition and walk out the door.
No, you can't.
It depends on what state you're in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what state you're in. The federal regulations on that require you to fill out a form for each gun,
Well,
and they will not allow you
Yeah,
to buy
but-
that many.
These
at
a lot
once.
of these events that are occurring around the country, they're being
Well, they're illegally acquired guns, right?
They sell cases of 5 right at the local gun store store. You can buy the gun case that holds
in some
5
states,
AR-15s.
the federal government has certain laws, but some states have different laws that they go by. Now, if you're talking about, I think automatic weapons,
Yeah.
I think that's a state thing.
Nobody can
But if
own
you're
machine
talking
guns.
about,
No, that's a federal
you-
thing, Larry.
You
and
can own
rifles
machine
and
guns, but you
shotguns,
have to have a
those are different
collector's
laws.
license. See, I
Yeah, they
used to
wanna
have
know-
a federal firearms license.
they want to know where they're
I
at.
know a little bit about it. You are allowed to own
New York, they
machine
have
guns,
strict gun laws.
but you have to be a registered collector,
Yes.
and the gun
Well,
has to be
certain guns,
registered. and
yes.
all that. Well, for a machine gun, like
Yeah,
Ed was saying,
it's
Fully automatic.
yeah. But the thing is, you can buy a semi-automatic and convert it.
yeah,
Well,
the
I understand
converter
that you can buy
kits,
the conversion.
right? The conversion kit has been outlawed a half dozen times.
Well, the
They
bump
keep-
kit's been outlawed. Then you got the Hellfire trigger. That's
Right.
still legal.
That's the one that fires 3 bursts of 3, right?
No, that's the Hellfire trigger's a little like it almost looks like a little switch that you flip over in the trigger guard
Right.
and it holds against the trigger and you just move your finger back and forth. The bump
Okay.
stock was made illegal. The Hellfire trigger is still legal. It's the same thing. It's just as bad.
Yeah.
It's
But they also
Like-
limit the number of the
How big
bullets
a
in a
clip is?
clip now.
Right.
what was that?
How
They
big a
number-
clip they have?
limit how many bullets a clip can hold.
Magazine capacity? Not that I know of.
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah,
Well, you can buy magazines that hold 100.
Yeah. You can own them, but you can't use them. That's
You're
how
not
the
supposed to
law is
use 'em.
written. That's how the law is written.
But like the banana clip, I'm talking about the banana clip.
Right.
They limit how many they can hold. But what
Yeah,
you
they,
can do
a
is you
standard
can
clip
get two
can
and
only
just
hold 5.
tape them together like they did in the movies and just flip it around. So
Yeah.
it's just a little.
But and like Ed said though, they do make circular clips that will hold 100 rounds.
Yes.
That's like the old Tommy
Drum
gun
clip.
used to have.
Yes. Yes.
You got to wind the bullets into them.
Yep. And the thing about it is,
And, Tim says the machine guns have to be over a certain age.
Yes.
that's probably that
I'm
might
gonna
be
tell you
correct.
something.
I
I'm a
haven't had
firm
my
believer
license
in-
for a while.
I'm a firm believer in limiting the type of gun each age group because, like Ed says, an 18-year-old is not as mature as they used to be. Now, back when my dad was in school, they had gun clubs in high school and maybe even grade school.
Yep.
And they'd take their guns and go out and shoot. And you could
Exactly.
be trained to shoot
Yeah.
in school.
And see,
Could
like
you
I
imagine
was
somebody
telling Ed
showing up
one
in high
time.
school today with a gun?
Yeah.
You couldn't let them do it.
And the thing is, like I was telling Ed, every child in the first, second, and third grade should be taught how to properly and safely handle a gun.
I like that idea.
That doesn't
It
mean you
can't
have
hurt.
to go out and shoot it. There's
Now,
less
you know what
chance-
they, you know what
less
they
chance
teach the
of
kids,
accidental shootings, less chance of somebody,
Leonard. Back that up. Here's what they teach the kids here today about guns in first, second, and third grade.
they're bad.
If you-
Leave them alone.
No, if you find a firearm, don't touch it, don't pick it up, and get an adult.
Right. Now that's a good
But-
thing.
I mean,
I'm all for that. That's a good thing.
Because, and they also tell you that you may want to have one of the other kids stand over the gun and watch it so nobody else touches it,
Right.
and get an
that's all-
adult
that's
and
all
call the
good.
police.
That is all good. I got
That's
no
how they
problem with
teach
that.
the kids to handle guns today. They teach them not to handle them
Yeah,
because-
see, that's it. That's not handling them.
because
the
if
kid
they
knows
pick up a
nothing
loaded
about
gun,
it.
it's dangerous.
Right.
Now,
But they
don't they
also-
have a device now that if the gun's not yours, you can't shoot it?
They have
No.
they have a ring
There are probably
that
some.
you got to wear.
There's probably some that are done that way, but not most.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just saying that's something I think they should do. So if you buy the gun, you get the right to use it, but you can't. Somebody else can't steal your gun and use it.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's so overrideable. That ain't going to happen.
It's
Yeah.
not easy to override.
Manual
would be.
override.
Yeah, it would be easy to override.
Well, then I
But
wouldn't.
no,
If
see,
you if you took apart a 9mm, Larry, there are only 7 pieces. 9mm handgun. You got the barrel, the spring, the trigger mechanism, the slide, and the actual gun body. There ain't much more.
that's true.
I haven't handled a gun since my Navy days.
Yeah.
I'm not a hunter. I don't go out shooting. So
Yeah.
I
See,
just,
I've
never
been
bought
a
gun.
hunter my whole life until the last 2 years, and
Well, like I said, I have nothing against people owning guns. I really
My
don't.
dad had 153 guns.
well, the most I had was 37 at one
My dad-
time. But
You used to
Holy
be able to buy a gun
smokes.
at Woolworths for $8 when I was a kid.
yeah, a little 22.
No, a 308 Argentina Mauser from World War II.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I agree with Tim here. He says, I know how to handle guns. I don't want to use them, but I don't tell people that they can't have them.
I don't either.
I
I'm
agree,
not.
Tim.
I'm
Totally.
I'm not telling people they can't have them. I didn't say that. But
I just
There's
think they
the
ought to
thing-
be trained to use them.
well,
Yes.
that's my point. If I got to have a license to go fishing, you should have a safety permit to buy a gun. So at least you know how to handle your weapon safely.
Well,
Well,
I
like I
have
said,
no
I mean-
problem with making them go through some kind of a training before they can buy it.
You know,
I don't
like
have a
said,
problem with
either.
Exactly.
You have to go through training or to get your driver's license.
Yes.
You have to go through training. You got to go through a hunter safety course to hunt deer here now in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you do almost nationwide now.
Right. So why can't they have that for firearm ownership? You have to have a 4, 6, or 8 hour course. It would slow a lot of this
I
mess
think it should be
down.
at least 8. But now you could break it up over a couple of days, and part of that is actually going out and
And firing the
safely
gun.
shooting the gun
Right.
and showing that
Gun
you can do
safety,
it.
gun etiquette, going to the range, all that. And it's
Yeah.
a beneficial thing. It can be a really positive thing. Don't make it negative.
Right.
That's what I said. I mean, they
And then
really
you have
do
your
good.
card, and and then it should have re-education. So every so many years, you got to have so many additional hours of training, whether that be online, on the range, whatever. Even to go shooting
I
gun at a
think
gun
you
range,
some-
you got to have range training.
Yeah. Well, I'm
No,
saying I think
actually,
you
you
could
don't. But,
do away
We
with
don't
it.
have to have it, but a lot of ranges require it.
well,
What
the
I'm saying is,
the
if you
ones
go
I've
to
been
the range
around-
on a regular basis, they can maybe bypass that annual training because you're there using it and they're watching you. Hopefully,
yeah. Now, what
Uh,
the ranges I've been to, the total training they give you is when we say stop, you put your gun on the bench and you step back away from it because other people are going to be going down changing targets. That's the whole total training you got.
There should be a little more.
Well, when I
Yeah.
would take my handgun and go shooting in Center City, Philadelphia, at a place called Clemicio's, you had to take your gun in and hand it to the range police for firearm inspection. And then they gave you your gun back, sold you your ammunition. And then, like you said, Leonard, you could go into the range and there was range etiquette that you had to follow, which they told you about.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, and the gun inspection was them seeing that your firearm was fit and proper to shoot on their range. It was not a big
Wasn't gonna
deal.
blow up in your face or anything, right?
But I went in one time. There was a gentleman standing at the counter, and I had my gun in my briefcase wrapped in a towel. And when I opened my briefcase, this guy standing next to me starts like yelling at me like I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, dude, relax. I'm talking to the range officer. He's in charge here.
Yeah.
And the range officer told me everything I did was fine. It was a little different than they do it, but he's seen what I was doing, and he was fine with it.
The main thing is you didn't have bullets in the gun, and you
Right.
didn't probably even have the bullets in the briefcase with the gun.
And I had a pencil instead of a
In the barrel.
cartridge holding the slide back,
Yeah.
which is nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
And they were comfortable with that.
Oh yeah.
And I had it wrapped in a towel too. I just laid it out, said, "There you go," and he was happy.
Yeah.
Oh God, I mean, people are nuts.
If I was
Yep.
going to have a gun, I would have the revolver.
Well, that's what
Just
I
because
have. Yeah.
that would be the kind of gun I would want to shoot.
That's what I have. I have a Ruger Vaquero.
I had a Egyptian-made Helwan 9mm, which was the Iraqi soldier sidearm during the first Gulf War. Saddam's elite all
Yeah.
carried Helwan 9mm on their hip.
Well, like I said, I would want a revolver.
And it was like waving a brick.
I would want a 357 with a 38 where you can switch it back and forth
Yeah.
to a 38 357.
Yeah, you can
And
shoot the
reason for
38s
that
is
is
a lot
if I ever
cheaper.
decided to get a rifle, I would want the 357 rifle.
Well, if I was gonna go that route, especially because my revolver is 45 Colt, I would get a Rossi in 45 Colt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, if you get, like I said, the 357, then you decide to go the rifle, you can use
Yep.
pretty much the same ammunition.
Right. Well, yeah, you can use exactly the same ammunition.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's not like you got to go out and say, well, I got this ammunition, I can go buy this.
Yeah.
That's a very
It's not-
fat, slow round.
Which?
357.
Yeah, that's not either. 357 is fast, and it's not slow. It's 38 caliber, and it's way faster. It's actually nearly as fast as a 44 mag.
Again, though, I'm used to shooting much faster bullets.
Like what?
222.
Well, 222 is pretty good, but they're not fast. You're not going to do that in a handgun unless you have
No, exactly. I'm
Thompson
talking.
But,
See, I used to shoot.
222s are not even legal to hunt with in a lot of states.
Well, we were hunting varmints, groundhogs, long range, extremely long range shots with a scope.
You know,
You're
I
talking
had
about
a.
not legal. I bought a small crossbow.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time, you need it.
It's legal. The crossbow I bought is legal, but it's not legal to hunt with because it's a small one. You got to have the bigger.
No,
more
it isn't
powerful.
powerful enough. Yeah.
I mean, it's powerful enough to kill rats and stuff, but
Well, the new crossbows that they have like, they're not expensive, but they are extreme.
It's like they're like a compound bow on.
They're more than that even. they shoot almost 1,000 feet per second. The bolt that comes out of them, it's not an arrow. They call it a bolt.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
they call it a
crossbows
bolt.
are all called bolts.
And you're legal to deer hunt with them in Pennsylvania.
In a lot of states, yeah, they're legal
not
here
the,
too.
Ball ones.
Because what's nice about a crossbow is, if you're hunting heavy brush, it's high power for close takedown.
Well, you got more range with a crossbow also, and they tend to be a bit more accurate than a bow.
Well, like I said, I moved from where I was at, so I ended up giving my crossbow, just a small one, to a friend of mine. He's got a couple kids, and it's something they can learn. And you go out and shoot up planks, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I operate a gun-free home because of my son.
Well, that's understandable, and that's your home. You do what you do. You know.
Oh, and I do it best in my home, yes. But I'm just saying that's why. If it's not that I'm anti-gun or anything, but that's why I do that.
Well, no, and
Like I said, I'm
all
not
things
anti-gun. I
considered,
just don't
it's
feel the need to
understandable.
have one.
I thought
Yeah,
it was an honorable family choice, if you know what I'm saying.
An honorable what?
An honorable family choice.
Well,
How I choose to raise my family.
yeah, and that's totally up to you and totally fine.
Yeah,
I will
was raised in a
never
gun-free
try to
home.
convince you otherwise.
I just thought, out of respect for everything that's going on with schools and guns. Like, if you watch the national news, Westmont Hilltop here had 2 kids that tried to walk in with AR-15s 2 years ago. They were planning a whole thing out. That's where my son goes to school.
Yeah.
And they caught them students before they got to do it. And my son has also been accused of taking a handgun to school. And when the principal called me, I had to tell her on the phone, I can't tell you whether he has a gun or not, because who knows what children can have today in this world. But he couldn't get it here. And that made that easy, too. So,
Yeah. No,
Well, like I said, my
that's
father
your
used
choice,
to
your
hunt and
house.
have guns.
I understand it.
But
well,
once his kids were born, my dad drove trucks cross country, and he did not feel safe leaving the guns at home while he was on the road, so he got rid of all his guns. And I don't know how many he had, because like I said, he got rid of them before I was born. But probably
we had a glass.
sisters were little.
We had a sliding glass gun case in my hallway growing up that had like my dad's best guns on display. Nobody does that today. They're all under lock and key.
That's because everybody's
Well, like I
breaking in
said,
and stealing them.
Sure.
Like I said, my dad wasn't there to watch over his kids and teach us, because he drove trucks cross country. He was always afraid that one of us might grab a gun.
Something could happen. Sure.
Yeah, so he just got rid of all his guns.
It's like me. I've been shooting since I was tall enough to keep both ends of the 22 rifle off the ground at the same time.
Well,
So-
do you know what a Sears and Roebuck Ranger is?
Yes.
We had one.
Wow.
It's a single shot 22 rifle that sold for $7.95 at Sears.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
My dad's 22 was a single shot Remington, real long barrel. Or I know, not real long, but like 24 inch or something.
Well, a Sears Ranger was a child
Hey, how
gun.
you doing,
Yeah.
MJ?
It's the size of a BB gun
Right.
or like a pop gun.
Yeah. Yeah,
My
man, how
father-
are you? Me, Amita. Amito, sorry, I missed that. I probably still mispronounced it.
We all got the norovirus here in the house today.
Oh, good.
Yeah, my son brought it home from school and was nice enough to share.
Well, of course.
I got the least of it, though. Everybody else is kind of sicker than I.
Well, that's today.
Thanks. I'll make it a meal
Dan,
you'd
it
be
doesn't
happy
help.
with.
It does not help.
I'm making a meal for you tomorrow, Leonard. I'm grinding fresh beef and making Salisbury steaks.
Hey, there you go. Just be careful with the gravy. What are you
Not
gonna make
much.
the gravy out of?
Oh, I'm going to cheat. Little bit of
biscuits and
can-
gravy. Got to be sausage gravy if we're gonna have biscuits and gravy.
No, this is Salisbury steak. That's usually a
Oh,
beef
Salisbury?
gravy.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
biscuits
Yeah.
and gravy.
I'm using Campbell's beef gravy, and I'll I'll caramelize an onion to put in it,
Yeah.
and then I'll add some
Mushrooms.
mushrooms and soy sauce.
Okay.
And but I
You
thin
gotta
it
watch
out
the
with,
soy sauce. Well, soy sauce isn't bad because that's fermented. So you're
and I'm
all
going
right.
and I'm going to add. I add a lot of water to the gravy. I thin it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Now,
Well, yeah, you don't want it thick.
Mengay said hi to you.
Hi,
And she
everybody.
said hi to Leonard as well, but Leonard already told her hi, so I just want to make sure you guys know.
Yeah.
I can't see anybody's name or feed because I'm on my cell phone.
I know, that's why I told you to add.
Yeah.
That's why
But
I
thank
said
you.
it.
Yeah, he's Larry always looks out after us.
I don't want anybody to think that we're being rude. I can't see the feed.
I know you can't see the chat. You're on your phone.
Well, I'm on my
That's why I
temporary
told you.
phone. My son broke the motherboard in my phone trying to repair it yesterday. So we have a phone calamity. I had to buy another phone.
What kind of phone was it?
It was a Nokia. Well, I don't know. It was
Yeah,
one of the
no matter.
Nokias. It was a 5G
As long
Nokia.
as they both don't go bad, I'm all right.
I went to
No
my.
Samsungs?
I got a
Samsungs.
Samsung that I'm using now, and I just bought a Google phone online for last year's model for $80.
What? How'd you get a Google phone? Google phones work great over here.
Well, they're
Uh,
Androids, so of course they will. They're
Yeah, I
Android
got.
phones. so they'll
Yeah,
work
but not
good.
all Android phones go.
'Cause you
Over
put
there.
it on Google. You put it on Google Voice, and then you could use it all over the world.
I bought it on eBay,
Yeah.
and I
I've bought
purchased
a lot of phones off eBay.
my girlfriend. In the Philippines, she just bought a phone. I sent her some money the other week.
Yeah.
She bought a Nokia C30. They're on sale in the Philippines right now.
I
For this
How
kind
phone.
of
much? How much? I want to get one.
She paid like 5,000 pesos,
Okay,
that's
which
not
is
bad.
about $80 or something, somewhere in that
that's
neighborhood.
too rich for me.
About 90 to 100. I think 5,000 would be around 90.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Because it's a little, you get a little more, $20, you get a little more than $20 per 1,000 pesos. 1,000 pesos costs you less than $20 is what I'm trying to say.
Well,
supposed to be a
the
bit less.
exchange rate when I sent it was 57 pesos.
That's what I said. So at 50 pesos, it's $20 for 1,000.
Right.
Well,
So at
Right
57,
now- right
you get a
now,
little
20
more than.
right now, 5,000 pesos is $90.12.
That's what I said. It's around $90.
Yep.
And, which is good for us. It's not
Today
that-
it's 55.48.
Yep.
55.48, which ain't bad.
Nope.
She's out in the province, so
Yeah.
Oh, talking about the pesos, I'm trying to remember. I want to say it's World Zoom. They were talking about can you live, on the average Social Security income.
Oh,
The
I
average
thought.
is about
I
less than
didn't- I-
$1,800 a month.
Yeah, I
That's the
didn't watch
average.
that. I saw that, but I didn't watch it.
And some are saying, yeah, but you may not. It's like, wait a minute. You guys are trying to tell me that I couldn't live on that, which I can't. That's about what I get. That I couldn't live on that and be better off in the Philippines than here. You're all nuts.
Yep.
I'm not wanting to live the way these guys are living.
Apparently not. I've got people
They
looking
got
for
a
an apartment.
2-bedroom home living by themselves.
Yep.
They're in a gated place with a pool. They got a car. They can't have a bike. They got to have a car. That's Paul from
Yeah.
not a bike. And look, people, I can live downtown, either in the Cebu or the Dimagati, and I can walk to most places I need to go to.
Right.
I'm not adverse to walking. I actually like walking.
Or
As
get
long
a
as
grab or take a trike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst case, and that's not going to be that bad.
No,
But
you
like
take a
I've been,
track, a bus. You're in Cebu. There's buses that go by. There's jeepneys that go by. Now I'm a little big for jeepneys, but I can still ride in one. But where Dan lives, I can walk to most of the places I want to go in Cebu.
Actually,
Now,
yeah.
granted, there's going to be places once in a while I want to go to that you can't walk to. But
well, then
most
you get
days,
transportation.
most days I can walk to wherever I want to go. I
Right.
don't need a vehicle.
You could roller skate.
I used to roller skate. Yeah, I can buy skates. I don't
You
know
know, I
how
never
well my
did.
knees would
I
hold
never
up
did.
now.
I sprained my ankle really bad when I was young,
Oh.
and I was always afraid to get on skates.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Don't
That's
blame
the
you.
same.
When I was
That's
young,
the same ankle I broke.
12, 13,
Oh man.
that's when I started learning how to skate.
Yep.
And the first night I went to the teen skate, went skating with some friends of mine. When we got done that night, I went over to the guys that were responsible for going around and cleaning the floor, right? I said, don't bother. I said, I don't think there's a spot I didn't hit. Seat of my pants. But
Yeah.
each week I got a little bit better.
Well, yeah,
And,
practice
I got
makes
to where I was a
perfect.
pretty good skater.
But I had that injured ankle, and I was always afraid.
You know,
Try
Tim's talking about the rate in here changing hourly. So, Tim, I ran into. We were at Ayala. It's called Ayala Central Block Mall, next to IT Park up the street here, and I found
I believe you,
them
Tim.
giving almost spot cash on the rate at one of the exchanges, and there was nobody in there.
Wow.
And I stood there and I looked at it and I go, what the heck? They're almost paying spot cash. I had my phone with me and I was checking it because I couldn't believe it, that they were offering spot cash. I have no idea, but the gal kept waving at me from behind to come in the store, They apparently they needed they needed money really badly.
Yeah.
So, but still, even though they were paying spot cash, or they were within, I would say, 25 pesos of spot cash, I still didn't go in there. I didn't have the need to exchange money, but I kept thinking maybe I should do it because I can't see it getting any better than this,
It
But,
could, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, it could, but we're talking.
How much American cash do you carry on you?
Say it
You got
again?
the ATM card.
How much American cash do you carry on you?
That moment, I think I had a lot on me.
See, I wouldn't carry that much unless I was
Yeah, I generally don't, but I was yesterday because I was thinking about exchanging money. And then I realized I really don't need to do it at this point because
Yeah.
she just goes over to the BPI bank at ATM and she slides her card in there and she can get 10,000 pesos out of whack. I said, man, I could always get money out of the bank. So I just said, plus another thing I started thinking about, Larry, since you asked the question, about why would I carry so much? Well, the other thing is that when I go back, let's say there were emergency and I had to go back to the States, you need money when you land in there just to get things going before you hit the ATM machine. You don't want to do it at the airport because of the fees. And so $1,200 American dollars is usually the max that I keep around for emergencies, and then knowing that when I go back to the States, if I had an emergency and we had to leave, that we would be able to, that we wouldn't be so hard pressed to put cash together once we land.
Like I said, I understand having the cash, but I wouldn't want to carry it on me.
Yeah, sure, I understand that. Yeah, we generally don't. Generally, we don't.
Well, there's a couple reasons for that. One, as I've heard in many vlogs, they really like undamaged bills.
Oh, for
They
the
don't
big
even want
ones,
folded,
especially.
if possible.
Yeah, I keep
Oh,
mine
yeah.
crisp.
I don't want to carry it on me because the chance of crumpling it up. And
Yeah,
rather
I
than
keep it. I
use
keep it a nice place where it stays nice and clean and fresh and
Well, yeah, you have to. I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
use my I don't use my crotch wallet for all those that are listening.
And you press it every morning,
Another
right?
reason is unless you got a really good hiding place on you, there's always that chance of somebody.
Yeah, I'll tell you how it goes. So if a robbery is going to happen really fast, it's always a good idea to. I mean, we take precautions. Like we both have decoy wallets, and so the decoy wallets are. We don't make it so obvious and easy to get to the decoy wallets because, quite frankly, we don't want people to know that we have a decoy. We don't want them to. We don't want them to figure out that it's a decoy wallet
Yeah.
where they're gonna look other places for the money.
Right.
And so the other thing is that, and it works well. It even works well in the States because I've been jacked in the States before, and they ended up getting the decoy wallet. So the other thing is that you definitely don't do this at nighttime. You don't carry any money around at nighttime. As a matter of fact,
You
I've
stay
been
in at
known.
night.
Yeah, at night you put your you don't even carry your phone with you. You don't give them any reason whatsoever to want to get at you because they will see nothing.
Like I said, at night you get on your patio or your balcony if you have one, and kick back and drink your San Miguel and watch the world go by.
Exactly. We avoid going out at night, but I'll tell you another thing: we will never take a Jeep or anything like that. If we're out at night, we were last night. We went to stop.
You take a Grab.
Yeah, you take a cab, exactly, and they're available. They're running up and down the street all day, all night long, and so there's no reason to take your life, put your life, out there for somebody to take advantage of you. Yeah.
If I was going out at night, it would be to one of the malls to go see a movie, or maybe get a bite to eat. And like you said,
It ain't going to happen. A crime like snatching isn't going to happen in the daytime because they just don't do it in the daytime. They do it under the cover of darkness.
Yep.
And the thing,
at night, you go to one of the malls, you take the cab,
Yeah.
and you make sure you're in public all the time.
right.
They got those stands for cabs.
Same precautions you would take in the States, you would take in the Philippines. No question about
yeah.
it.
That's just common sense.
Hey, Alibaba, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Alibaba.
I'm gonna start giving out blue jackets to everybody. They look cold.
It's raining and cold here tonight. I'll tell you that.
Boy, it was last night here. I got kicked
Now,
out.
Ed, I don't know if you got a jacket because unless you drop write something in there, I can't give it to you if you don't have it.
I don't really have a jacket.
The jacket's called that's what they call it, being the moderator. They call that a blue jacket.
Yeah. Or a wrench.
That's the term. If you could see the chat, you'd see some are blue and some are black. Well, I'm giving more people the blue jacket. The blue jacket means they can drop the link anytime they want. If you write something, they can put you in a timeout if you get vulgar.
Yeah.
If you're in the chat, now they can't block you up here. Only I can do that up here.
Right.
But so we just want to, that's all we're doing. We're just letting everybody know. Because, like I said, I got my night bought, but so few people take advantage of it. Some of them may not understand when I try to tell them how to do it. Some may not hear me properly because, like I said, a lot of people, not everybody, but we do get a lot of people from Thailand and
Hey.
the Philippines.
Did you guys know that you can hook up? So here was the thing about this apartment that Minnie and I have right now. By the way, everything here is working out just great. Couldn't be happier.
Good to hear that.
Yeah, there are a couple of issues that have to be resolved. I don't know, Leonard, if you know about them. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about or the thing I wanted to mention was the television set has local channels on it only, you know. So
You need to get
I kind of, yeah. Because,
IPTV.
what's that? Say it again.
IPTV.
IPTV. Okay, so
That is available over there. I know somebody who uses it.
okay, thank you for that.
He says he gets like 3,000 channels.
IPTV.
Yep.
All right, so we have the computer hooked up.
You download it to your smart TV, the app, and then you sign up for the service. And like I just recently
Well, what we got, Leonard, is we got a HD TV, but it isn't a smart TV. So what I did was I went down to the electronics store and I bought a very long HDMI cord, hooked it up to my computer, installed the VPN, the NordVPN, and now we're able to get a lot of free stuff, mostly from YouTube. So I'm glad to hear about this tip.
IPTV. You probably can do it put it installed on the computer then.
That's what I'm thinking.
But if
That's
you
the
have
idea,
if you have a Roku
You're
box
talking
or a
about,
Fire Stick, you can do that. You
A
can
Fire
do
Stick?
Fire
You know
Stick
something?
or a Roku.
So check this out. I have a Fire Stick just sitting in the drawer at home in Bye-Bye. And so maybe what I'll do is I'll go get that Fire Stick and then bring it over the next time and then convert this to a smart TV.
Yeah, and try to jailbreak it. Then you can get a lot more stuff.
Man, so you give me some great ideas.
What I'm not sure about is if it'll work on a not a smart TV.
Well, I have a friend who, yeah.
I have a jailbroke Fire Stick. The problem with jailbreaking them anymore is you can watch a lot of different stuff, but some of the stuff throws you out all the time.
Yeah.
You got to re-sign.
Yeah.
That's all.
There were a couple of.
All I got the smart TV, and I'm pretty. I got the internet TV through Spectrum. I'm going to drop them.
Oh.
I think.
I heard Spectrum was pretty good.
They are, but I don't watch enough of the shows that I don't like. I watch Netflix, which I already have on my own.
Right.
I got Paramount Plus, which is CBS, but I can watch the shows without any commercials by wait until the next day. I got the Peacock channel. Cost me like $5 a month.
Yeah.
So I get Peacock for free.
I really pay attention to, which is YouTube, Netflix, Paramount, and there's a couple others. It's cheaper to get the stations on my own than to pay for the internet. I mean, the internet TV.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that.
Yeah, the IPTV I saw, if I'm trying to find the doggone ad for it again, was like $35 or $39 a year.
Oh, great! It's like free TV almost. So that sounds like an option. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll let you know how it goes.
But you do have to have
an app on my TV because I got a
might be
Vizio.
able to do it through your computer.
It's got Vizio free TV.
Never heard of that.
Let's see. And then Leonard, I'm gonna private message you later if it's okay. Maybe tomorrow. It's getting kind of late there, right? And then you might come in handy for brokering a deal for me. So.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to get involved, but I need help brokering a deal.
Well.
All right. Just let me know if you're not going for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least I'll listen to you and hear what you
Yeah,
got.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Anyway, and Larry, I'm taking a rain check on
let's say hi to Mammy.
Yeah, they heard you, man. They heard you, man. She's saying, "Let's get the hell out of here and go eat." That's what she's saying.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, Mammy.
You're gonna steal him away so you can go eat.
The better half.
Mr. Larry and
You got
Sarah.
that straight
That's
to
Edward D. That's Edward D. Beck, known as the Mac Daddy.
Yep.
Big Mac Daddy.
That's
right.
Mac Daddy.
Nah, Minnie, you enjoy your meal. You make
Yes.
sure he pays for it.
Yes.
And get double.
Oh gosh, if you guys only knew how that worked.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
hey,
Dang, huh?
he pays for it. That's for
that's
sure.
why she's always smiling. You know, she's loving life right now.
I've never seen
Yeah.
her
Well,
not
like I said,
smile.
you guys
Yeah, that's why she's always smiling. Yeah.
You're living the
Yeah,
life
she
that I
loves
would
life.
like to be living right now.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you know, it is sort of like fantasy land a little bit. I'll have to admit to you
Well,
guys.
like I say, you're in an apartment that I would like.
Yeah.
You can hire a maid for $11-12 once or twice a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
Come
gets
on,
he gets it clean.
$11 four times a week is only
No,
44
Larry,
bucks.
his apartment
And you
gets
don't have to
clean
clean the
for him.
place.
Yeah,
What?
that's right. Leonard's right about that. So we only need to do it once a month, just so they can come in and change the linens and
Like I
replace
said,
towels and do
I
stuff
said,
like
though,
that.
even if you did it once a week, it's not that
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, Minnie takes care of all that. We really don't. Honestly, if I needed them once a week, I would get them in here once a week.
You
But-
got to remember now, I'm single.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right.
I'm not
It's a
cleaning the
different
place.
situation.
I
That's
can pay
right.
somebody $11 to do it for me.
Yeah, no,
I have to
they'll
do it
do
at least
they'll,
once a week.
I get you. I highly recommend this place. I couldn't be happier here. It totally blows me away.
Be dust
It
and
just
sweep
totally
the
blows
floor.
me away that a place like this even exists. You know?
I would.
I mean, it
like
just
said,
blows me
you're
away.
living in a place that I would love to live in because, like I said, you're close enough that you can walk to the place. Most of the places I would want to go to each day.
The other thing is, it's so friendly and accessible that you wouldn't believe it. There's so many. I mean, the thing that I really know that really got me about the whole thing, it's so dang accessible. I mean, if something were to happen, you know, and plus it's got 24-hour security with cameras, with CCTV.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
that's
Like I
good.
said,
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I was watching that. I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
it
it's a
was
studio,
World
not an
Zoom,
actual one bedroom.
but it was some of the.
They have one bedrooms here, and I didn't even know about it. I'm going to tell you something, Leonard. You guys, they had a one bedroom here. They have one bedrooms. No one even mentioned a one bedroom. I could have at least taken a look to see if I could be enticed into. I didn't know what the
I could
price
be
difference
enticed to a
was.
one bedroom. I'm going to be honest with you. I could be
Instead of-
enticed
instead of
if
a
the cost
studio.
isn't that high. If
Yeah.
it's not that
Mhm.
much more than what you're paying,
Mhm.
Right.
I could
But
be
we live
enticed.
mostly outdoors, so we just come here to watch TV, sleep. You know, I mean, there's plenty of room for that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, could still be enticed to a one bedroom
Yeah.
because you're not sleeping in the same room that you're eating and watching TV.
Tim, we're heading back home next week. We're going to head back, and we'll be there for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be up here, and then from here we're making our way to your neighborhood. So that's the next venture out. And then when we come back, I don't know.
Question. You just
Yeah,
answered
I don't
this
know.
question. Did you see
I don't know
his
if we're gonna
question, or
make
you
it.
just-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, did you see his question, or did you just answer it without?
No,
saying
I'm answering his question. Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying that we're headed back Tuesday or Wednesday on the fast ferry, and then we're going to be a couple weeks in bye-bye, and then we're coming back here. We're going to practice out how this serves us for home base, you know, for a base when we travel,
Right.
and then we'll be headed up into Tim's neighborhood, and I hope to see Tim up there.
No, he's in Angel City.
Yeah, so we're heading up towards Manila, Angeles City area. Then we're going to see, hopefully we'll get a chance to see a few of the reason why is we have to do Minnie's paperwork. We have to go to Manila to do her paperwork on her reclaiming her citizenship.
Oh, okay.
We have the packet already, and so I'll be going back to Bye, filling everything out, make sure we have all the documentation we need. And then we'll be headed to Manila first. And then after Manila, we're probably going to be going to Pampanga. We'll probably be in Pampanga for
Okay.
a few days.
Are you going to Baguio and La Union?
Yeah, we're gonna start heading north from there. So we'll go north to, you know, see everybody, all the folks I want to see, and hopefully we'll end up in Isabella.
Okay.
But I don't know how I'm getting there yet. Isabella is kind of like a tough thing to pull off, you know, because
I was looking at that island too, and I forgot to look for Isabella for you, but
Isabella is going to be on the east coast of Luzon,
yeah,
quite the opposite direction from the National Highway North that we'll be taking. Yeah,
that's
we'll be on the west coast.
Manila North Highway. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Manila North Highway.
See, I was just looking at that today. That's why I can remember a few things.
There have been so much improvement on that roadway. I'm excited to take it to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
They say you can move along that highway very, very quickly at times if you pick the right time of night to travel.
Right. Well, traveling at night usually is the best time anyway, less traffic. But, you know,
Who'd you go out with? Your back got messed up? Did it get torn up in the ride in the trike, or how'd you hurt your back, Tim?
he's not answering.
Yeah, I hope it's not because he's in pain.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. That's one of the things I wondered. You know, Tim, when you got that trike, he's got a beautiful trike that he built, and he has a driver, and it's not a bad way of getting around. I'm telling you, but bending down and getting in the thing and then getting out. That's kind of why I'm looking. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the other. What was it? What's it called? A multi-cab.
Multi-cab.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at that as a way of if I get something, I'm gonna probably get a multi-cab. I think.
Yeah. Then there's a tuk-tuk like what
It'd be a scooter or a multi-cab, depending on where I live.
Well, you know, there's also that tuk-tuk like what Bud Brown used to have, the Blue Boy.
I like the. We've looked at it. I like it. I like the three-wheeler, the tuk-tuk. I like it.
And it's all enclosed, so the
Made by Russo.
Dodge or Blue? Did your team
There's
win?
actually two different kinds. There's one made by Russo and one I can't remember who the other one is made by.
I like the bright orange and the bright yellow one too, so that you can be seen easily for safety reasons. You know, the blue is. I'll admit to you, Larry, I like the blue, but I know that the blue is a little bit. I mean, for safety, you'd want something really, really bright, especially in the Philippines that you can see.
Yeah.
My favorite vehicle I've owned was a 2005 RAV4. Beautiful blue.
Those are great cars.
That's the one that
They
was
really were great cars.
kind of hitting the back end, pushed the back end up to almost clear to my back seat. And I ended up with a concussion, a sore back. Naturally it totaled the car.
Yeah.
But I love that.
Tim, we YouTubers, we can be party animals, you know. I don't know. Maybe that's how you hurt your back. Maybe it was in the disco. Hey, I heard I know you don't hang around on Walking Street, but I heard they closed down Gold Bar. Gold Bar was the place to be, somebody said. And then the cops raided it, saying they had underage girls in there.
Well, I heard,
oh my God.
I wouldn't want to be in there.
No. I heard they were trying to completely redo Walking Street.
They're trying to make it into an open walking mall, and I just can't picture it working. You know what really messes up that plan? The military's return to Clark Base.
Right.
That messes the whole thing up because they gotta have some place to go.
Yes.
All they would do is just move Walking Street further down the street, not towards MacArthur, but towards where Margarita Station is,
right,
on Fields Avenue. They'll just keep moving it down the street. There's no point to it.
Well, because they're never going to get rid of that.
I don't think so.
The
No.
stuff that goes on there, they're never going to be able to get rid of it.
No.
They can't clean that street up.
Well, it's the world's oldest profession.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if they were going to get rid of it, they should have did it
Oh.
after they kicked the military out.
Right.
I'm talking about the U.S. military.
Right.
And if they didn't, then it's just how many? It's been
I don't know how to put this,
40
but
years?
Walking Street has had its ups and downs
Yeah.
in and
over the
out.
years. It has been feast or famine on the Walking Street, you know. I definitely not. There's nothing about Walking Street that, I mean, to me, it's just, it's nothing street, really. I mean, there are other places in the world that I've been that are like 10 times,
I hope everything's okay.
you know,
Chrissy
10
said she had an
times.
emergency, but she's back.
It's a red light district times 10. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's just really nothing. There's nothing there very interesting to see, except that I like to go for nostalgic reasons. I like to go into places like Gecko Bar and La Bamba. You know, I mean, that's the only reason why I just go in there for nostalgic reasons from when I was a kid and I used to bounce in there and have a good time. Those places are not anything like they used to be. And also, I used to hang out here in Cebu in a place called El Gecko Bar, and that no longer exists. You know, that has changed. That's changed hands. It's an entirely different venue. I like it there. Don't get me wrong. Man, Minnie and I have been there a couple times for a beer. It's a very, very pleasant place to go. But it's not like it's nothing here is like the olden days. Nothing.
Well, that's the world over.
That's the world over, and you're exactly right about that.
Back in '74, and you know, that's when the military was still there. The bars that I used to go to, yeah, they had women that work in there, but you had some very good entertainment in that most of the bars I went to had live bands, and these bands were great. I mean, whether you like country music or there was a band that would play Jimi Hendrix, Star Spangled Banner, and the guitarist would play it with his teeth. You know, it was just fantastic entertainment. And I didn't go to those bars to pick up girls. I'm not saying I didn't pick up some women once in a while, but I went into those bars for the entertainment. I had one of the bars that I went to that I actually had a girlfriend working at, or a girl I was seeing, wasn't the country western bar that I liked. She worked at a different bar. But I'd go to the country western bar with some friends, and I'd go and meet her close to closing time, and then we do what we do. But that was a lifetime ago, and it's not what I'm into. I can enjoy going into, but I just don't care for the loud music anymore.
Yep.
I can handle it, but I now would prefer to sit down and talk to somebody and have a nice drink and just have a conversation.
Showing your age, Blair.
Yes, I am. I know.
Man, I felt like that since I was 30, though.
I can't say that about myself. It was later. About probably my 40s, maybe my 50s.
Yeah.
But,
I was always known for
down in my 20s and 30s, but I still enjoyed a loud bar once in a while.
I was always known for the entourage that came with me. Bunch of people and me would always get together.
Yeah.
But
I usually never went out with a crowd.
I went to this one bar in Terre Haute.
Maybe me and
the
one
name was
buddy.
Spinning Wheel. The name of the bar was Spinning Wheel, but a lot of people called it Stabbing Wheel. There seemed to be a lot of fights in the place, you know. And, but like I said, so that was back in my 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
You know, and I knew a lot of people that went in there. Is why I went. And then I had a friend that was played country music, and I used to go around with him. Some of the bars he went to were pretty nice. Some of them were dumps.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot here in Cebu right now already. It's what is it? Almost 11 a.m. and we're at what 88 degrees, 100% humidity.
Yeah, my girlfriend's been complaining about that. She lives in Onda over in Bohol. She's
Mhm.
complaining about the heat every day.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
I hear
heat's
that.
horrible.
I hear that from
Yeah.
a friend of mine I talk to often in she's in Baguio or La Union.
I told her she could come here and freeze with me sometime. She'd hug me close.
Well, here where I live right now, it says it's 48 degrees Fahrenheit or 11 degrees Celsius.
Hang on a minute. Alexa, what's the temperature outside in Celsius?
Right now, it's 11 degrees Celsius.
I'm 11 degrees here
You're the
too.
same temperature.
Oh, wish we were there.
No, you don't.
I wish I was where you're at
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
because it's damp out there as well. So when it's cold and damp, it's miserable.
Yep.
It's raining here. I'm ready to light my pellet stove and kick some heat in here.
That's what I said. I got my heat on.
Yeah, I don't have. I'm
I have
ready
my
to.
heat on.
My home holds a lot of heat for some reason, and
You're lucky.
Well,
I turn
and it's
my
a
heat
mobile
down
home at that.
or close it off when I go to work, except for my bedroom. And I'm glad I didn't turn the bedroom down today because when I walked into my apartment, now granted I'd been gone 13 hours because I worked a 12-hour day, so a half hour there, a half hour home.
Yeah.
It felt cold. I had it down to 60. When I hit 63, the temperature kicked on. Now it's damp and miserable.
I got a heat wave going on over here. It's 18 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Wow,
Well,
crazy weather in Southern California.
I can tell you how warm it is or how cold it is. My favorite stray cat comes over and lays next to me when it's cold, sucking up the heat.
Woo. Dodger said today's lows was in the 90s, supposed to be in the upper 50s, and raining by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where's Dodger at?
after tomorrow, when I come home tomorrow, I will turn my heat on, and it will stay on until I go to work Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be raining almost till the midweek. So
Yeah, I got
all
the
3
same
days
weather.
are supposed to be rainy and cool.
Yeah, we got similar weather to that.
I buy my heat by the bagful because I heat with sawdust. I heat with wood pellets. So
Dan, Crystal says Mark is looking for coconut right now.
Oh, good. Okay, so good for you.
Is he going to make coconut wine?
Coconut water will keep them hydrated, and then it has electrolytes in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Tim says it's 109 by the real field in Angeles right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, Tim, I'd still rather have that than what I got.
Me too.
It's miserable when you got arthritis in your hands and your knees. That cold, that damp. It's not so much that it's cold; it's damp.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yep.
what? Yeah, the dampness.
I have people tell me that I won't be able to take it in the Philippines. And I said, man, I spent 15
They
years.
don't know Texas, do they?
No, they don't. And they also, I spent 15 years in Phoenix, and the temperature was 115, 120 degrees.
Well, it's more that it's the humidity that gets you. The weather is more like the Gulf.
The thing about that is,
Yeah.
in the summer, in July and August, when it's the hottest, it's
Mhm.
also the monsoon season.
Oh, that's right.
So the humidity is 70.
It's going to be like Texas in the summer.
Yep.
Now, see where I'm from
Only
originally. Where I'm from originally, now during the summer,
But
you're getting
honestly,
upper 80s and 90s with humidity.
people have said it could take up to 2 years, Leonard, to acclimate to this weather. But I've been doing okay with it. You know, I've been doing okay with it.
You're from a place that's warmer than some of the other areas.
You're
You
kind
take
of
somebody like where I'm
already
from.
close to that same climate. And
Where
so
I'm from, it's going to take people a while to get used to it. Where I'm living now, I mean.
Yeah.
It took me a while to. When I first moved out here to New York, everybody was saying, "Oh, it's not the heat, it's the humidity." My first 5 years in New York, I turned the air conditioner on twice. That's it.
Yeah.
I
Two
got that
times.
same thing going on here where I'm at, Larry. I'm from the I-95 corridor into Pennsylvania, and when I came out here to Western PA, it's like 91 degrees, and they're complaining how hot it is. I'm like, where's the heat?
Yeah, especially when there's no humidity. I mean,
Exactly.
they talk about the humidity here, and it's like it's more humid back in the Midwest. Oh no, you guys get a good breeze. You don't know the Midwest. I'd be standing in the shade,
You might have a breeze.
97 degrees in the shade.
You might
and
have
no
a breeze, but it's
whatsoever.
like a blast furnace.
And that was normal.
Yeah.
In the
And
90s,
when I was
no
in-
breeze.
Yep. And when I was in Wyoming, it would get to be like about 105, 109, but the wind was blowing 30 plus miles an hour, up to 50 or
So when
60.
you threw the humidity in at that 90, it would be like 112.
Yeah.
There was one summer, it did not get below 90 for the whole month of August. The lows did not get below 90.
Yeah.
Chicago had so many people die from the heat wave that they had to rent refrigerator trucks to put the bodies in, because they were taking them too long
yeah.
to do autopsies. We were just as hot in Terre Haute as Chicago, but more people in Terre Haute could afford air conditioning, whereas in Chicago they couldn't. A lot of times they wouldn't even. They might have a fan, but they wouldn't open up the windows. The older people,
Yeah.
because they're afraid of people breaking in. You didn't have that problem in Terre Haute,
Yeah.
so a lot of older people were dying from heat stroke because of the conditions they were living in.
Yep.
With compounded by the weather condition outside. Whereas in Terre Haute, yeah, you were uncomfortable during that, but most people were able to survive it because either A, they can open up their windows and use a fan, or B, they can afford air conditioning. And most of the people I knew one guy that died from a heart attack, but he had heart problems and went and played golf on a day that was like 95 or 96 degrees.
Yeah.
Came home from the golf course after playing 18 holes, stops in his driveway, steps out of his car and falls over dead. You got a heart problem. What the hell are you doing playing golf in that kind of weather?
Yep.
It was a friend of one of my sisters. It's like, come on, people, think.
Yep.
And it's like people with heart problems. And you live in an area where they get the heavy, wet snow.
Like
A
where
lot
I
of
Yeah,
come.
people
don't
die
shovel it.
in the winter from shoveling snow
Yeah.
because of heart problems. And if you know you got it and you're shoveling snow, you're an idiot.
Yep.
You pay somebody to do it.
That's why you pay the neighbor kid $20 to come and shovel you out.
If you have to, 30. It's a whole lot better to pay that kid some money and save yourself.
Yep.
Now, I always shoveled my own, but I'm getting to the age now where
It's not such a fun idea, huh?
I shoveled some snow this winter and it was like, and the shovel I had broke on me.
You were
I'll have to
happy
get
about
another.
that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get it. The nice thing about it is all I got to do is shovel around the car so I can get into it and drive out.
Right.
Because they do the drive part. And,
See, I used to live in a neighborhood where the little kids had the snow shovel mafia.
Yeah.
They come shovel you out, then they knock on your door and say, "Pay me."
well, when I was younger, and I was living in Casey, Illinois. That was a small town, about 10,000 people. And Billy, I'm trying to remember, it was BB. I want to say Billy Brooks, but it could have been Billy Baker. I don't remember his last name anymore. Because, like I said, we're talking 60 years ago almost. Him and I both shoveled snow a lot. And we got to where we were going around competing. So we decided, hey, look, let's join up. And every house we get, we'll shovel it and split the money. And we did that the rest of the winter. We also did that for raking leaves.
Yep.
Now we had our own lawnmower cutting people, but, I did that for a couple of years there in Casey. That's how I
Yeah.
made my money. That and paper routes. Yeah. Like I said, we're talking almost 50 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, who has a paper route today?
Oh,
Everybody
I'm
reads the
talking
paper
60 years
online.
ago, I mean, because I was about 10. I started doing that around 10. I'll be 70, so not quite 60, but close to it.
Yep.
Tim says he's not acclimated to the weather yet, and he's been there 10 years.
That's a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
Now, Tim,
But where were you
probably not
from
in it very
originally?
much when it's really bad, do you? I mean, you stay home and stay in the air conditioner most of the time, don't you?
Either that or go to the mall and walk around where it's cool.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When it's 100 and some degrees, that's hard to acclimate to. That really is.
Yeah.
Now, 80s and 90s, okay, I can acclimate to that. But so the hottest part of the year is going to be tough.
The
And
day I left Sandpoint to go to Phoenix, the high was 58. That was on a Sunday. I rolled into Phoenix Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. and it was 105.
Oh,
And
talk about Phoenix. I think it was in Vegas, though. Did you ever see that movie Fools Rush In with Selma Hayek and Matthew Perry?
I think I have, but I can't remember it
All right. Well,
exactly.
what brought it up is when you're talking about the 105.
Yeah.
He gets this convertible, right? And he leaves the top down when he goes in and does something. Comes back out, sits down in the car, jumps out. He goes, "It's January, for Christ's sake!"
Yeah.
That cracked me up.
Vegas is at times hotter and at times not as hot as Phoenix. It's pretty
I'm
close.
just saying that just cracked me up when he,
Yeah.
because he was from New York City, so January is supposed to be cold.
Yeah. Yep.
well, I do what all the Northerners do when they go to Florida. You hibernate during the day and go out at night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no.
But see, in the
Well,
Philippines,
I
you
was
don't
in
want
the
to do that
Philippines,
because you don't want to be
wouldn't
out
wanna go
at
out
night.
at night unless
Yeah.
you're, taking cab or something.
Right.
Like I said, you can always sit on your balcony or your patio at night. But what you want to do is you either want to go out early morning before it gets hot, and then be back home before noon, or go out late towards evening before it gets really dark, but it's already cooling off. Go out and do your running and get back before it gets too late. Right now, the way I live, if I continued to live the same way, it would probably be late evening, late afternoon, and home in the evening.
Yep.
But you never know. I mean, different part of the country, my body may say, "Hey, look, yeah, it's a 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning where it's only 6 in the evening where I'm used to." So I may get up in the morning.
Well,
'Cause-
you'll adjust to the time.
yeah, but I'm just saying,
Fairly
my
quick.
body may just say, "Hey, look, this is the time you're going to be getting up because
Yeah.
you're going to go to bed." I hate going back to this, but when I went to China, I had no trouble. I had no jet lag at all. I got over there. I went to sleep that night, which they're 12 hours difference too. They're the same time as the Philippines. And I got over there. I went to bed at night over there, which would have been morning over here, but I've been up all day. Got up in the morning, and I stayed on that schedule I was there for 3 weeks, the whole 3 weeks. I had no trouble sleeping and getting up according to the time over there.
Yeah.
Where I had trouble was when I came back to the States. All right. When I came back to the States, that's when the jet lag kicked in. And I had sleep apnea even back then, but I hadn't got my first machine yet. I didn't get my machine for a few more months. And if I hadn't got that machine, I'd have never recovered from that jet lag because it was kicking my backside.
Yeah.
And if you know about sleep apnea, that means you don't get a good night's sleep to begin with. Now you're under the 8 ball because dead tired from jet lag. And so it was just never going to. And I got worse. I got to where I'd sat down, I'd want to fall asleep drinking a cup of coffee. I didn't do that. I would fall
As long
asleep.
as you don't spill it in your lap, that's not so bad.
And I spilled the coffee on my lap.
That's no
Setting
fun.
the cup down on the desk and fall asleep as I'm setting it down. Sometimes it would spill, sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like running a marathon in your sleep. You don't get no rest.
Yep.
No. I could sleep 10 hours and I got less than 2 hours sleep.
Right.
So like I said, when you got the jet lag, you can't recoup like that.
Right.
So I'm glad I got the machine. And it really made a
Well,
difference.
see, I'm lucky because.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate you staying there till your girlfriend gets there.
Hey, Tim, have a good one, buddy.
And by the way, Leonard, Crystal said hi.
Oh yeah, hi. Again, I mean, I said hi to her a bit ago, but
Okay, I didn't know.
thanks, Crystals. That's okay. I'll say hi to her again. Shoot, she's a nice lady. But what I will do, because most of the flights out of here going to Phil seems to be early morning, like 1:30 or something. I'll just stay up, get on the plane, and go to sleep.
That's the best way.
Then when I get over there, which will probably be Taipei is where most of the ones I've been looking at are routed through. So I get off the plane, fresh and ready to go, and go to the find my other gate, have a 3-hour layover or something. Give me time to find the other gate, maybe get something to eat, and fly in the middle.
I'm going to tell you the truth. When I go to go over, I'll start checking and seeing whether it'd be worth me flying to California, spending the night, then flying maybe direct, or just going down to
That is an
LaGuardia or JFK and flying. I'm not just talking about the cost. I mean, the cost will come into play.
They don't fly out of JFK. It's LaGuardia.
Like I said, go down whichever place I got to fly out of, and it would also be the convenience. How long is the trip? How many stops do I got to take? Because if
Are you going to
be
London through the
cheaper.
Middle East? Are you going that way to the east or going to the west?
Well, that is another option.
that's what I said. I'll have to find out because
It's
if I go
cheaper.
to LaGuardia, I'll probably go to the east. If I go to
Yeah.
LA,
I think it goes London. I think it goes New York to London, London, Dubai, something like that.
Well,
I
if you
think
go through Dubai,
from
it'd be worth going
Houston,
to LA and getting a
from
hotel
Houston
room.
you go to Dubai.
Do it in one stop and
Or
stay.
Wow. I would like to try that because then you could take Emirates.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Larry to fly out of LaGuardia, the deal's going to be to fly into Incheon or Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
That wouldn't be so bad.
Well,
That's a
what
long
they do,
flight.
It's like a
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
17-hour flight.
How long is the flight?
That's
It'd be longer than
that's a
that.
long time in the air.
The complete
Yeah.
the complete trip's going to be probably 30 hours.
No, it's 27.
Wow.
Like I said, when I went to
That's a long
China,
time.
we
Ooh.
flew out of Detroit.
I don't know if I could make it.
Detroit to Beijing was almost 16 hours one way.
I think you need to get the club pass, Leonard. You'll need to get the club pass so you can go to the lounge.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
going to be that's going to depend on the money. That's my
Yeah.
situation right now.
Singapore Airlines.
Hey, Leonard, I sent you a private message, so I clued you in on what was going on. I'm
All right.
kind of bummed about it, but
Private message on here.
yeah, I sent you a PM to your messenger.
Oh, okay.
But,
I shall check.
All right, guys, I'm cutting out. It's Man Minnie is looking at me, hungry eyes. She's got hungry eyes. No, that's not how the song goes.
No. It isn't.
Anyway, I got to get out of here for
all
right
right,
now.
you take care, Dan. Thanks for
I
coming.
had a blast, and you guys, you take
We'll
care of
see you
yourselves.
next
We'll see you next time.
You too. I'll see you next time,
I
Dan.
don't know.
All right,
Alrighty.
Dan.
Take care.
You don't
Mac
have
Daddy.
much Thursday morning, do you, Dan?
Always had fun. Always have fun.
Thanks
All
a
right.
lot, Larry and Ed.
Yes. It's about time to go to our
Right.
next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
about time to go. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
I
it's
got to
about-
get ready to go to bed because I got to get up at, about 5:20, 5:30.
God
Get
bless
ready to go
you.
to work.
Yeah.
Well,
I usually
You
go
know,
to bed.
if I could
shortly
afford
after
it,
this.
I'd retire. But let's be honest about it. I wouldn't retire unless I could afford to make sure I could save the money so when the time came, I could go to the Philippines.
Right.
But if I could afford to do that and not work right now, I would retire.
Oh man, if I could
In other
afford
words,
it,
if I had
Let's
about
face
twice as much money coming in on Social Security.
yeah. Let's face it, if I could afford it, I'd be there already.
Oh yeah, I understand. Like I said,
Well, me too. I
a lot of
got
people. The one good thing I like about following the vloggers in the Philippines, and the ladies here will let you know that are in the Philippines, and this is true.
Yeah.
I'm sure they know it. You gotta have some money set up so when you get there, you can pay the first and second, or the first, second, and third. First and last month's rent plus the deposit.
Right.
You also got to have money to stay in a hotel where you're looking for a place, unless
Right.
like Dan, your friend helped Dan out.
Yeah.
That's something where he's staying at, a one bedroom. They could get me in that if it's not too expensive, really easy.
Yeah.
I like the location.
Right. And
But like I said, you go there and you stay, but that don't mean that's where you're going to stay for good. Because you got to see if you actually like
yep.
the area. Cebu's an
And
area that I would
I've
love
got-
to check out.
I've got somebody checking Cavite for me, and I've got someone checking La Union.
Well, like I said,
And
would be
then
Cebu.
I've got the same girl that helped Dan checking in Cebu for me.
Like I said, Cebu would be a place I would be interested in. Another place would be Valencia, Dumaguete area.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I've got somebody there also, but
Cavite area, which is outside of the Manila, but not too far away.
right.
That'd be another area I'd be interested in. Iloilo, maybe Davao. Right now,
Yeah.
that would be the areas I would be looking at.
That's pretty much the same for me.
So I can only go. Go ahead.
Go
Hey,
go ahead,
Cal.
Ed.
How you
Okay.
doing?
I can only
Hey,
go for a
Pacquiao.
month.
Well, no,
Yeah.
we're talking about when we retire.
Yeah,
Well-
we're talking about relocating.
Yeah, see, I
Talking
can't
about-
do that.
You're talking about going to visit to get things taken care of and either get married or arrange for the fiance visa. You check that out real careful before you jump whichever way you go. Because everything I've ever seen is it's faster and it's cheaper to do the fiance visa.
Well, see, I got 2 kids involved.
That's okay.
And the other problem is,
That's extra money, but it's going to be the extra money on whatever route you go.
it ain't going to cost me a whole lot extra to do it the other way, but there's advantages. I can use my assets as my my income.
You can do that either way.
Can you?
Yes.
I don't know. I
Believe me,
got to
I've-
look it up.
I have checked this out.
Okay.
Listened to a lot of people, and I've actually had a company working for me in the Philippines to get things all fixed up for the
Sure.
one girl that I was talking to.
Right.
Like I said, though, he has to make sure it's which way. And sometimes it's not just which way is cheapest; it's which way is more convenient.
Well, yeah, and
And sometimes it's convenient or quickest.
well,
It all depends on
yeah. Now the
what
fiance
ends that I
visa,
put the emphasis on.
the fiance visa
For me,
is both cheaper and
I,
easier.
unless my mother passes away before I'm ready to move over there, and I don't know if I'll even make a trip over first. I've been there before. I know I like the people because I used to work with a lot of Filipinos in the Navy. And I know that I want out of the cold. So it's either, if I got my health, I'm either moving over there or I'm moving somewhere warm. The
Yeah.
States. It's cheaper.
Yep.
So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to move.
But see what
I prefer the Philippines.
Yeah, I can't do that because I have my son. I'll have her and
Oh,
her
yeah,
two kids.
no, I can't do it right now either.
No, yeah.
But you could
You've
do
got-
it 10
Got
years
your
from now if
situation,
you want it.
and
Yeah.
he's got the two kids.
But I'm just saying, though, so
And they want to go to school in the United States. So that brings us here, and she wants to work here.
that's all right, Sammy. If you got to be in the background, you go ahead. I don't know how much longer we're going to be going.
Hey, Sammy, I thought you'd left us.
She's in the background. She's doing laundry.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
And,
Hi, Sammy.
she's
Yeah.
also working on a fish pond.
yeah. Get the filter, a bigger filter put
Yeah.
in.
And Tim says that it takes longer than a month usually to get married in the Philippines. I don't know, Tim, if you do it through the courthouse, would it take longer than a month?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Especially if you start the process before you go.
That's interesting,
I mean,
too.
she's got to have a thing proving that she's eligible to get married.
Right.
So
She's got
she's
to
got to have
have
that before she can get the
the,
fiance
what's
visa.
that, CMR, and she's got to have a health certificate, and she's got to have.
She's got to have all that before she
background
can
check.
come over on her fiance visa.
No matter what.
Yeah, so how can't you do that before he gets there? And then he
Should be
takes
able
over proof that he's eligible to get married,
Yeah.
and you can go to court. You don't have to go to a church wedding. You can go to the justice of the peace.
Yeah, I don't know
I
for
don't know if
sure.
you guys ever
I don't
watched,
know how long that takes.
I don't know. KU Rod. I don't know if he's changed his channel or not, but that's what it used to be called. Him and his wife got married in the courthouse, justice of the peace, and there was some running around to it, but I don't know how much. If it was,
Well, Paul Old Dog just got married less than a
Yeah.
month ago.
yeah.
So
Well, he'd been there a long time, so it's a lot
yeah,
easier. for him.
he'd been there like 6 years. So
Now, see, Rod's wife, because it is his wife now, his girlfriend at the time, was an
Yeah.
overseas foreign worker. I think she was, I want to say in China, but Hong Kong, I think, but I could be wrong.
yeah, I'm not sure.
And they discussed it. She has a daughter, and she had college already, but she wanted to become a nurse. So they decided, well, let's go to the Philippines, we'll get married, and then she can go to school. Now she's a certified nurse. They've been long enough that she's gone through nursing school, got her license, and all that. And they're in New Guinea. And so that's one of the vloggers I follow. He doesn't vlog as much as he used to, but that's fine. And but like I said, he's helped raise her daughter for the last 5-6 years, maybe longer now. So I'm pretty sure he thinks of her as his daughter. He kept the daughter, out of the videos a lot. You do see her once in a while, but very seldom. A little more lately because she's older. But his wife was in it more often. But a lot of times it was just him because, like I said, she was going to school. So, and they were talking about going somewhere else where she could make more money as a nurse because he's retired. And right now, I think they decided they were going to stay in the Philippines. She'll just work as a nurse here there in the Philippines. But that's the last I heard. Like I said, he hadn't put up a video here recently. But, like I said, watching these vloggers, and including the people I follow, they give you an idea of what you got to expect of some things. Now, the Filipino vloggers can't really They can give you information that will help you as an expat, but they don't have the expertise of the expats themselves.
Yeah.
Because the expats themselves have gone through it and have dealt with it. Now, the ones that tell you you can't live on a certain certain amount of money are nuts. Now the question is, can you live on that money and be happy? And they can't tell you that. They can tell you whether
Right.
or not they would be happy on that money, but they don't know you. They can't.
Well, that's right. It depends on how your lifestyle.
That's right.
I mean,
But
if you have to have,
and
if you
that
want to have
was
a
World Zoom.
4-bedroom place,
That's what World Zoom was saying.
yeah.
Whereas Steve always tries to say, "Well, you can't. You know, you're going to have a miserable life if you come over here and live on this."
Well, Steve does kind of,
compared to what he wants to live. He's right, but he doesn't want to eat Filipino food at all. He wants to eat Western food all the time. Well, you're going to spend a lot more money on food that way,
exactly.
and he goes out to eat a lot more.
Yep.
You know, I'm sorry, but eggs and spam is fine sometimes. I like it. Mixed vegetables.
And bacon's not that expensive.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, you can if you're willing to cook yourself.
Probably cheaper than it is here.
It won't be any more expensive.
No.
Now, like I said, my breakfast I'll probably cook my own.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest about it. There's going to be times I'm going to go out for coffee. And there may
Yep.
be times I go out to get something to eat. So I'll go
Of
out for
course.
coffee more probably than I go to get something to eat. But I happen to like to watch people. I don't need to eat or drink a lot to sit and watch people walk by. I enjoy that. All you
Food
really
seems
need
cheap in the
is a couple
Philippines.
friends that you can trust.
Depends what you eat.
Well, like I said, with my health, I can't eat certain things. I can eat donuts every day, but I can't eat donuts, you know, every
Yeah.
day. I could do it, but it's not good for me.
Yeah.
That's another reason why, like I said, I'm more than willing to walk. I don't mind walking if the weather's decent. When I
Right.
say decent, it's not pouring down rain. That's when it's super hot, you stay home.
Right.
You know, you go early when it's not too hot. Maybe take a cab or something else back and not go walk both ways.
Yeah.
If the weather's halfway decent, you walk both
Exactly.
ways.
And you know,
You adjust what you do.
like we were talking about the budget. There are still apartments you can get for $70 to $100.
Well,
And
you look at where Dan and Mimi's live.
right.
I can afford that.
Yeah.
How much is that?
I could.
Huh?
too.
What's Dan paying?
Dan's channel is Dan and Minnie's
No,
journal.
what is he paying for that apartment?
What is it? 200, I think.
He's paying $248
isn't
or
it?
$250, something like that.
That's
About
very affordable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he found
if you
another one
Being
for
single,
160.
you can hire somebody to come in and clean it for like $11, $12 a week. They'll come in once a week and clean it for you. For like 11, 12 bucks.
Probably less than that, Larry.
No,
Well,
no,
that's cool.
that's what it costs there. No. Where he's living,
Oh.
they've been told what it would cost. It's,
Yeah, but a lot of Filipinos only make like $4 a day.
11 bucks. Like I said, it's 600 pesos, which is right now with the money exchange would be around 11 bucks. And that's each time they come in. So you can have them come in once a week, a couple times. It's up to you how many times you have them come in.
Right.
They'll come in and clean it, change your linen and all that for you. I can afford that. And I still haven't reached what I pay for rent here, where
Yeah.
I'm at. I'll guarantee you, the utility stuff, when you add my utilities in, I will never reach that there. The
That's for
utilities
sure.
and stuff, along with what I got sitting on rent, won't reach that. So I can live a lot cheaper than what some of these people say, and live better than I'm living.
Yep.
Because I cook most of the time at home. I don't go out to eat very often. I drink my coffee at home, and like I said over there, I'll be honest with you, I go out for coffee anymore.
Yeah.
Now, I used to go out before the pandemic. I'll say the word. I don't care if anybody else likes it.
Yeah.
I used to go out and get coffee almost every day, and I'd go out and eat 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah. That's about what I used to do.
But I don't anymore.
But the difference
I go out
is-
maybe I order a pizza about once a week, and I get
Yeah.
2 meals out of it. I
Oh,
don't
you
go out
get
and get
two-
it. I
You
have it
can get
delivered.
2 meals out of a pizza? I can't.
Yeah, by myself.
I can't. I eat a whole.
I,
I,
get,
eat a large
I
for
eat
myself.
more for supper than I have a light lunch. Now this Monday, I'm going. A friend of mine wants to go out, so we're going to go out and eat dinner. This will be the first time I've gone out and sat down in a restaurant that I wasn't traveling.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people haven't been out since the pandemic. Let's face it.
Yep.
A lot of people are security cats.
Well,
Well,
the
I mean,
pandemic's back again.
You go out today, and there are a lot of people still wearing the mask because they're afraid of
Yep.
COVID.
Well, yeah, but COVID's back again, Larry.
Well, it never left. I mean,
COVID's
let's
never
first
gone
be-
away.
It's never
It's not-
left. So
It's
never
never left, but there's a new variant that's back, is what I'm
There's
trying
a new
to tell
variant
you.
every few months, just like there is in
That's-
the flu. It's like the
that's
flu.
all.
Every so
It's
often you're going to get a new
it's-
variant. It's not
it's-
going to stay the same.
it's similar to the
So
flu
you
in that.
got to
that
decide:
aspect.
are you going to be afraid and stay home and never go anywhere, or every time you go out, you're going to put a mask on and go get the shot every time they come out with one, or
Right.
not? I'm not getting the shot again.
No,
Not
you've
knowing.
had 3, right?
I've had 3.
I've had the
My
3
left
also.
arm still
I've
hurts.
had
And it's been
2.
over a year since the last shot I got, and it
Yeah,
still
I've
hurts.
had 2. I haven't had any of the boosters.
Well, I've
I've had the booster in December and a flu shot.
No, I don't
I
even
get
get
the flu shot every year. I
The
don't
only
have
time
any.
I-
I don't have anywhere near the trouble with the flu shot.
Yeah.
But like I said, the last time I got the 3rd shot, my arm, and that's been over a year, my arm still hurts.
I never had any
I'm not
problem.
getting the shot again. Forget
I
it.
never had any problem with either shot, except when I
had-
got home.
my arm hurt every
I
time.
had a 14-year-old kid living with me, and he just being fun, hit me right on the
Oh.
shot location.
That's bad.
Yeah, it
The-
didn't really hurt
The
that
first
bad.
time I got the first shot, it only hurt for a few days. The second shot hurt for a couple of weeks. And this one, like I said, it's been over a year and it still hurts.
The guy who did my shots is a guy at Rite Aid. I didn't even know he basically gave me the needle, any of them. The only thing I did was I got a little bit sick, and I don't want to say sick, but like, groggy feeling, like, for a
That
day or
sounds
so.
That sounds like the flu shot.
Well, I had the flu and the COVID shot the last time together.
I got both.
At
But
the same time.
shot that bothered me was the
Yeah.
COVID.
But
Well, the last time I got a COVID, I got the COVID and the flu shot at the same time. And the arm that I got the COVID shot still hurts.
well,
And I decided that's it, no more.
Uh,
And Tim says they have mask requirements in Manila now.
I've heard that they went.
That just means I stay out of Manila.
Yeah,
Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. In some of those cities, it makes sense to wear a mask because it'll help cut out the pollution that you're breathing.
right.
But if you're wearing it for that reason, I can see that. But if you're, it's like they advertise here in New York. I don't know if they do it in Texas or Pennsylvania. But they're always advertising free COVID test kits. If you're
Right.
too afraid, if you're afraid to leave your apartment, we'll send them right to you.
Yeah,
If I'm not
well, they're
living
done with that. That's
do
over.
I need a COVID test?
That program's over, Larry.
Oh no, not in New York. It's not.
it's not
Well,
here
maybe-
either.
Oh
They're advertising it all.
no, they had
over
that
the place.
advertisement on TV just yesterday.
Okay, well, maybe the state's covered. In Pennsylvania, it's over.
Uh,
I'm just saying, no, they still say Medicare. If you got
There's
Medicare,
still-
we'll send
yeah,
it
if you
right
got
to you.
Medicare, the Medicare
We'll
covers
give you
it. It's not an
four
issue.
tests a month.
I don't even need a test to know when I have COVID. I can smell it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they show
It's
some
got a
old lady
distinct
open
odor.
up her blinds to look out. if you're afraid to leave your apartment and you're afraid of COVID, we'll send you 4 tests for free. And you sign up, we'll do it every month.
Well, they want you out because it's affecting the economy everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, they want you taking it because the drug companies are making those tests and they're losing money if you're not taking them.
Yep.
Well, it's the local economy that's going crazy.
Because nobody was buying it, so they're making the government buy it and give it away.
Well, yeah, they've been giving them away for a long time.
Yeah, but they need the American public out in public spending money, or our economy doesn't work.
That's why the Fed raising the interest rate doesn't now and never has improved inflation. It creates inflation because it drives the prices up.
Sure. Everything's up.
Yeah, all these businesses have to borrow money to buy their products that they're selling.
Yeah, they're all on
have to pay
margin.
higher interest. They're paying higher interest. They got to charge you more money. That
That's
raises
right.
the price. So consumer costs go up. That's the definition of inflation.
Well, also, when don't get me wrong, I think on a minimum wage is necessary. But every time they say, well, here in New York, they were talking about raising it to $15 an hour.
A majority of states
Well,
have.
Huh?
A majority of the states have raised at least to 12.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
It's still $7.85 here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's 7.35 here in Texas.
But
It's
you know when all those
insanity.
kiosks came out in New York? Right after they said $15 an hour.
What came out?
lot of places, a lot of these fast food joints went to kiosks where you go in and you punch in the order. So what happened?
That was already in the
They got
works.
more money. put
Larry,
those
that was
more people
already in the
off.
works. They wouldn't have been able to do it that fast. They already had that in the planning, and it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, but I mean that pushed it through.
McDonald's here,
Right.
everyone's got the French fry robot now.
Yeah. I've been hearing
And-
about it. I haven't been to McDonald's. I have not
Flippy's
been to
on the way.
McDonald's, so-
Well,
The one that do the
Burger
burgers
King
is
in Leroy
next.
has it. I used to live in
Huh?
Leroy. I don't
I
go.
don't know.
I don't go to McDonald's.
Well, the
Listen,
reason why they have a French fry robot is so that because anybody handling the fryers has to be 18 unless you got the robot. And that's why they went with the robot.
So they can hire younger people and pay them less money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're already getting ready to come out with Flippy to do the burgers, man. They're going to have a burger robot. And
But
on
see,
its way, man.
McDonald's is starting people at $12 to $15 an hour anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, but the
So
thing is,
they wouldn't be affected by the minimum wage raise at all.
well, no, in New York City, they're the ones that pushed for 15. They weren't making enough money.
Well, in
Here in New
Pennsylvania,
York. I'm talking about here in New York. I'm not talking
I
about where
think
you're at.
we might be 735, not 785. But the problem is, sure, that's minimum wage, but nobody will work for it.
You can't pay rent on that kind of money,
You
especially
can't.
the
But
rent having
What they
gone
need
so
to
high.
do.
they haven't raised
they
it
need to
since
do,
like the
instead
late
of raising
80s.
the minimum wage,
What's that?
what they need to do is make these companies give everybody health insurance.
That too.
Well,
That would be
They're
me. That would be
trying.
more important than minimum
We-
wage.
we need universal health insurance in this country, and that'll change everything.
Yeah. Bernie,
I don't know if I
Bernie,
want universal, but I would do want it available.
well, it's like the way I
Well,
look
that's
at
what I'm
it.
saying. I mean, you may call it universal. Well, my way of thinking, all right, my way of thinking is the government should come out and say, look, and the company can choose, but they're going to pay X amount of minimum, and this is the insurance you get for that amount of money. All right. Now, if you want to go out and use your buying power and get better insurance than what this is, because it's going to beat this minimum,
It's not going to work that way.
you can make
No.
it work.
So I'll
Yeah,
tell you what
they
the
won't.
problem that you're going to run into.
The government won't be able to get that through.
The hospital.
That might be the problem. I'm just saying, if they would pass that law, and I'm all for it,
They
Y'all
won't.
know I'm more on the conservative side
No, they
than you
won't.
guys.
But I'll tell you, like Ed was saying, universal health insurance, it would
But
be a
you're not going to
wonderful
get that
thing.
through.
Universal.
You're not gonna get that through.
Well, I'll tell you, it's already here, and you don't consider it.
Right.
If you walk into a hospital with a cut, they're going to take care of you.
Yeah, but that's not universal health care.
Yeah, well, but you're paying for it anyhow, because if you walk out the door and stiff them for the bill, there's your universal health care.
Well,
Because you can walk in next week, owing them a huge bill, and do it again.
right. That is true, but that's not the same thing.
No, but
Universal,
Same thing.
like Bernie calls it, Medicaid for all.
right,
that-
and I agree with
I
you.
agree with that 100%.
But what I'm
and-
trying to say is,
Yeah,
You
all these
pay-
people, when you mention that, everybody says, oh, well, nobody in Canada likes it. Everybody in Canada likes it.
yes,
And they say everybody comes to the States for their medical. They only come to the States for voluntary stuff.
yeah, elective surgery.
Like,
Now, I'm going to tell you something though. If we're going to have Congress pass universal health care, let's don't do it Medicare. Let's do the insurance they have.
yes.
They got a much better insurance than we got.
They got a better
I'm on
insurance
that.
than
They
anybody
got a
does.
much better insurance.
Yep. And and they'll always say, well, look at Canada. They don't like it. Everybody I know in Canada, and I know hundreds of people in Canada, they all love it.
Well, they love it for the general.
We're
medical-
paying for it
like
anyhow
you
in
said,
this
for
country.
elective surgery, they prefer the United States because
Yeah,
it's
but
easier
we're paying.
to get in.
Yeah, I don't know that that's totally true, but we're paying for it anyhow.
Of course,
For
we
Yeah.
are.
what we pay for medical in this country, we pay enough to cover everybody.
Yep. Because we've got the highest priced medical insurance in the world.
Right.
Hold on, I'm going to ask Crystal a question. She goes, "Needs wearing mask in public." Now, Crystal, is that in your area or is that just in certain areas? Do you know if that's
I think that's most of the country.
okay? Because I know the last few videos I've seen, people weren't wearing masks.
Yeah. But I've talked to some people on video chat, and they were wearing masks. And a
Jim
couple
says he
others
sees
told
a
me-
few people wearing
Yeah.
masks in his area, but he's not saying he sees everybody.
Yeah. And
There's some people that have never stopped wearing them. Like I said, in the larger
Right.
cities, like Manila, and probably Cebu, I can understand it because of the pollution.
Well, the mask is not really protecting you. It's basically a sneeze guard,
it's
so you don't
protecting
pollute
the
other people. Exactly. It's not
People wear it to
stopping.
keep cut down the pollution that they're breathing.
Unless you're wearing an N90 or a respirator, you don't have any kind of mask protection.
Well,
know,
I don't think
it's
that's true
oversold.
either. I think
It's oversold. It really is.
I believe that it protects you some, not as much as you want, but
Very
it protects
limited.
you some. Because
I'm with Ed. I think it protects others, not you.
well, it definitely protects others.
Well,
But
it protects you from polluting other people, and if we
But it
all have it on, we're
protects you-
protecting each other.
it protects you to some degree, not completely, but to some degree from infecting other people.
Right.
Because they say
They cut-
if you breathe out, the particles can go 6 feet or 12 feet or whatever. If you got that mask on, that
They don't go that far.
it slows the air volume and speed, and it doesn't go as far.
I'm
Exactly.
with Crystal. She says she can't breathe wearing the mask. There's a lot of
Oh,
people. that
I
can't.
don't like them either, crystals.
No, there's some people that they can't breathe with it all. They
Yeah.
just maybe it's because of some other lung issue, but and maybe it's the type of mask they're wearing.
Yeah.
Well, it's going low oxygen too if you're rebreathing the same air.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But
So
what was I going to say?
I'm sorry.
I can breathe, but I don't wear the paper mask. I wear more of a cloth, and that's more of a keep me from spreading it than helping me. But I breathe better with that on.
I got them both. I got cloth reusable ones. I got paper ones. I got all
I had
kinds.
I had the paper ones and got rid of them. I did not like them. They were uncomfortable, hard to breathe.
I wanted to get a pair of panties and wear them. That's my mask.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you want the see-through ones.
That's right.
The mesh.
Right.
Hey guys, it's after 11:30. I'm gonna have to go. Really
All
don't
right,
want
well-
to. But I have to get ready for bed. I need to be in bed by midnight.
I got to go turn my heat on, so. Leonard, I'll catch you later.
All right, Ed.
Catch you later,
Nice talking
Bob.
to you,
Big
man.
Mac.
Yes, good to see everybody.
Tell Junior we said hi.
Yeah, Junior's
Yes.
hiding in his room. He is. I bought him a new Xbox the other day, so he's playing with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, you guys have a good night.
You too.
I'm
All right,
out.
everyone. I'm
All
going
right,
to go ahead and end this one. So remember to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, as always, try to
Bye, everyone.
have fun, everybody.
Good night.